Hello, and welcome to the Locutors of Trek Uniform Forum. And happy First Contact Day.
Indeed. Happy First Contact Day to you.
We are your Locutors of Trek styles. Davan, the Daves, Puxley and Mater, and Kevin Millard of the Millards.
Oh my. Ooh, Captain in charge of puns, Davan Skelhorn.
Always. Unfortunately, I'm only a commander in everything else. But
Commander.
Commander.
If that,
Well, we're here to rank 81 uniforms of Starfleet and maybe a couple other places. But you know what? Now I think I'm going to throw to my cousin Dave here, as he is the uniform aficionado amongst us all,
Yes.
I would say.
right.
So-
I've always had a strong affinity for the uniforms. You got to look the part. You got to dress the part. And nobody likes mixing it up more than Starfleet. They like to, have some flair. But not just Starfleet, the Klingons, the Romulans, even the Ferengi, and many other of the Star Trek people. They pay attention to the attire. You need a good tailor. You need a Garrick to make sure you have that right look, the right fabric.
Well, you've got two here right now.
You got exact plain simple
Plain, simple
tailors. You
tailors.
got to get it all working together. The uniform is such an important, integral part of every Star Trek installment. And if it's the wrong uniform, it can throw off the whole vibe of the show or the movie or whatever it is. So I'm
Whoa.
excited. I'm elated. I know that this will be a long road, but we're gonna get there. And we're gonna rank all of these uniforms.
Ensign Norman's here with us.
We are
Patreon
off on
member,
Magic Note.
Ensign Norman. That's why he's got a rank now. Are we all off on a Magic Cup ride? No? Well, yeah, but
Well, I am.
sorry for the late
Speak for
start there, Norman,
yourself.
but we're ready to go now. And this is a good question for First Contact Day. Which uniform works best when conducting First Contact?
I think it's the dress whites.
I would say the one with the most epaulets, of course.
The most
No
epaulets.
Beta Z wedding uniform votes here?
Yes, it's the Betazoid wedding attire.
Hello! Let it all hang out.
All right. Let's get into it, shall we? We have 81.
81. So are we going in order, or however you
Yeah,
want
why
to do
not?
it, Dad? All right.
Yeah, well, you've got
And they're kind
you've
of in
got a slideshow.
they're kind of in chronological order, sort of. But there's
And that may help in this case.
That might
Who
help.
knows? With
So
other rankings, that kind of thing didn't matter.
and so we're starting off here with number 1. Let's bring her in.
It's been a long road.
It's Enterprise,
There.
guys. And where's that banner?
Indeed.
Let's turn off that Locutors banner. I'm in the wrong. How do I turn this off?
Look, I'm just going to come right out and say it. There's too much blue.
There's too much blue. I've often said I wish that it was a black base instead of
Yeah.
a blue base, but I get that they were trying to go with the NASA look here.
Yeah.
You
And
can
that
see
would
how
have been too much black.
well, you
all
look
that
at the
blue was
Admiral's
black.
uniform, which is in this ranking. We're ranking everything, including the Admiral's uniforms. This
I like
uniform,
the Admiral uniform.
a lot of people in our panels didn't. Where is that banner, Davan? How do I turn that off?
Oh, what? Oh, that one? How you
Yeah,
get
the one
that?
that's covered.
There you go.
I was like, couldn't find it.
I
with
was
the
just
label.
going to peek above, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
my bad.
This uniform also has an over jacket that they can wear on certain excursions, which doesn't make it a different uniform. It's just more of an add-on to that uniform. And of course, it's got the division pipings with the gold for command, blue for science, red for operations, and the Admiralty is in like sort of a red-white combination. So I think and then provisional has like a gray uniform, which is not shown here, but. Anyway,
The black does look better because the Admiral's one looks better. The black looks better than the blue.
yeah, I don't hate this uniform. My biggest gripe with it is actually the boots. I think look weird. They look like it's which isn't shown here. I think that the fact that it's blue and not black is kind of off. I don't like the blue piping on the science division on the blue base. I think it's a little weird, and I don't know. Like I think that the fact that it has this shoulder yoke thing, I think is a little too cute. Because they're a prequel and they were trying to kind of make it feel connected to Next Generation and Voyager and that kind of era. But it's pretty good.
See, for me, it's too aggressive for Starfleet. Like if you met that crew popped on your large screen on your bridge, I think they come off as a little bit less trustworthy and maybe a little more threatening than say some of the later uniforms.
Yeah,
I'm going to
say
the Bacula effect.
The Bacula
effect.
It fits this crew though. This wasn't Starfleet, and they were a lot more sort of morally dubious than a lot of other Starfleet.
They were still Starfleet, but they weren't Federation Starfleet.
They weren't Federation Star, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think one of the other things to note here, you said, we're beginning chronologically, but in a certain sense, we're beginning at the chronological end of a sort of certain era.
Yes, in terms of the era of TV.
And that's got to be approved nowhere else but by T'Pol's attire.
Yeah, catsuit, which is not, we're not factoring into this ranking.
7 of 9 catsuit territory.
Yeah,
but also
Phlox's
whole thing. I love the Mandarin collar thing on Phlox. I think it
doesn't count. It's not part of the uniform. He's just in the shot, but don't factor him into your decision making. He's out of uniform.
I'd give the cat suit a B, but the rest of it a D.
Cat suit we're rating separately, so don't factor the cat suit. I'm gonna go C tier for this uniform.
Right.
This is my.
I say D.
I go C tier.
And Dave,
I don't mind C.
All right, sounds like the C's have it.
I acquiesce.
Baseline anyway.
We are putting it.
Well, people nice to set up a baseline, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. All right. We can move things around. Okay, so that's C tier. Let's move to our next uniform, which is Enterprise Excursion, which is doesn't have any division coloring on it. It's all the same. What I hate about this uniform is that the ranks are on the collar instead of on the chest as they are on their duty version. And so when you unzip that top of that collar, the rank pips get lost and flop over. I don't love that. Otherwise, I think this uniform's fine. It's used mostly in the desert scenarios, but not exclusively. I'd
wear it myself, but I don't know that I like it on them. Like it was these episodes and stuff when they were running around in this gear, especially in deserts and stuff, where I felt like I was watching Stargate. So
I do like the continuity in that they continue the whole. I mean, you didn't like the shoulder thing before, but it actually works on that jacket.
Right. No, it looks fine there, and there's and it's it kind of ties. It's fine. I like that they have kind of a different look.
Less boring, honestly.
But I can't put this
above. It would just be kind of beige.
I can't put this above the other Enterprise uniform. I don't think. Although I do like that it's.
These are not egregious, but they're not. They're nothing special.
They're not inspiring either.
Yeah.
I like that they're a 2-piece instead of that 1-piece jumpsuit, I guess. But other than that, that's about
nothing about that says Starfleet to me. Nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're right.
It's early 2000s Americana, honestly.
F tier.
So D tier.
Yeah.
F tier.
F tier. I feel like it's not bad enough to put in the F. I feel like it's a D. It
looks fine, but not on Starfleet. Like if I was wearing it, D tier maybe, but on them, F tier.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone that low until you were like, it actually is just 2000s Americana. Yeah, F tier. It's
all right. I'm not too sad about that. Yeah. All right, we are putting Enterprise Excursion in the F tier. All right, didn't expect that. I thought we were gonna like that better. All right,
going hard out of the gate here.
Hard out of the gate.
There's a lot of the Makos.
Now we have the Makos. Now,
I mean, you got to keep in mind they're not Starfleet.
They're not but they wear a uniform.
I just mean as far as like, don't try to like compare it to Starfleet officers. Like, they're not supposed to look like Starfleet officers.
Right.
Right.
But
supposed to look like
it's pretty
Marines.
generic and boring at the same time. Like,
I mean, one thing in that respect, you make a good point, and in that way, I do like about this uniform is the weird, pixelated sort of camouflage type thing that's going on that very much picks up from 21st century Earth, current day camouflage gear is often pixelated in the same fashion. There's an interesting kind of tie in that way that they're not entirely out of this mode, but they're making their way. And I always figured the Makos were one of those sort of transitional elements anyway. So I think it works in that respect. But it is kind of a generic military uniform.
It's the camouflage is kind of boring to me a little bit, but I don't hate it. Like it looks okay.
These actually remind me of the ones from the districts. Like they look like guards from the district. So
What, in, like,
I like
Hunger
it 'cause
Games?
it's no.
Deep Space
In Deep Space Nine,
Oh,
they go back in time.
Oh,
it has that kind of aesthetic to it.
the sanctuaries.
Yes,
That's a
the
really good
sanctuaries.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would like I don't know, like it's fine, but
No,
it's
I'll
not-
tell you why I would. Here's my thing about this, where I would say maybe even worse than that is, to me, they look like Marines.
they are Marines.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're Space Marines. I want them
Right.
to look like Space Marines. I think a Space Marine and a Marine maybe don't look exactly the same.
They are. That's what that pixelated camouflage is. That's so they can hide in a quasar.
Blend in with space. They blend in
Yeah.
with like the star
Space camouflage.
Someone's coming.
They'll never find me in this nebula.
You know what? Like I would rather wear this uniform than the actual Enterprise jumpsuit.
Yes.
It looks more comfortable.
It looks more comfortable, more functional. It's more
They do the
militaristic,
versatility
but that's not necessarily a bad thing. In terms of how we look at this whole, I think as an outfit, it's better. So I would put it. I might even say C.
Oh, D. I mean, I'm saying F myself, just because I just think they look like regular Marines, and I want to see Space Marines.
I don't
Look at
even know
that
what
guy
that
on the right.
means.
That just looks like a cop from like a 70s cop show.
So
He's a Space Marine.
what do you say? So you want him to wear like a space suit? Is that what? Is
Well,
that what
to
you mean,
me,
or-
no, not necessarily, but to me, the necessities of being a Space Marine are different than being a land and water Marine. Like you would think it would like be completely different requirements as far as like get
Not necessarily. Like it's
Well,
it depends on the
maybe
what the environment they're going into. But it's I don't know. I think that anyway. My vote is going for C. Kevin.
You know what? It fits the tone of the show. It kind of keeps some continuity to me. I think C. C is good.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Kevin on this one. It's not one that's aesthetically super pleasing to me, but I think it works very well for what they were trying to do with the Makos.
And
All right, see, it is
What
then.
was that question? We're ranking some alien uniforms, but
no Borgs.
no Borg because I already
I
told
mentioned
Gavin.
it, but Dave contended they are not uniform.
It's not a uniform. It's they're prosthetics. Okay, so we are
They
putting
lack
the
comm badges.
yes, we're putting the it's not an outfit they can take off. So it's
Well, you can take off the eye bits or the arm bits.
Yeah, that's true. They can remove some bits. Yeah.
Can
okay,
take
so
off its whole arm.
Are we leaving? We're leaving the Mako up in C. Is that our decision
Yeah, I think
here?
so.
Just put
All
the
right.
impact hammer back on here.
All right. Next slide. The
Oh my
Mirror
God.
Enterprise.
Are we ranking the belly top one?
the whole set.
I mean,
Oh, F. F. Everything about the Mirror Universe is an
it's
F.
so
What's less
bad.
than F?
It's like she's just not wearing pants in the shot. Like, come on.
But even
I
for
like
a belly top, that's a
You can just
ridiculous
see the
cut.
look on her face. She's like, "This is the worst."
This is
Yes.
better. This is an improvement on the Enterprise uniform.
No, that's awful. Like even belly tops aren't cut like that. That is awful. That is just a boob cut. They literally just went as
that
like
is-
high as they could without showing boob, and that's just degrading. And that's what the Mirror Universe is. It's a degrading of Star Trek.
Yeah.
So
This was in that
No.
sense.
F.
It kind of works.
F. Let's
E.
move on.
D. Come on.
Wow.
No.
Is anyone willing to put it in D with me?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I
I
don't like them.
The
All
boob cut.
I just like the foreground. Like if you hadn't foregrounded T'Pol in that shot.
Oh, wait, what about Archer's
I'm
version?
not saying she doesn't have a great torso. I'm just saying it's not right. It's not.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
don't mind. They don't mind showing midriffs in the Mirror Universe.
They're showing more than that though. Like this top is
That's
not
the
cut
boob cut.
correctly. It's
Like if she was
it's-
wearing the Uhura cut,
and then-
that would be way different.
Archer's uniform is just this regular uniform with a bunch of shit on it that doesn't
And a strap,
make
and
any
it's got
sense.
epaulets. It's got more epaulets.
I do like
Yeah.
the
Whoa.
epaulets. I like the
No, it's
epaulette.
not.
but-
It doesn't fit this uniform. It's awful.
No, it doesn't fit Archer. Archer's not an epaulette kind of guy.
Mirror
Well,
Archer is.
No,
does-
even less so.
The one thing it does do is communicate the more militaristic feel of the Mirror Universe, and that it does. Like we got to give it that. But otherwise, it is, yeah, I find it kind of garish, and they should have just given them whole different uniforms. Honestly,
F-ish.
Fine. We'll put it in your F
F.
along with the Enterprise
Enterprise
Excursion.
coming
Okay.
off
Well,
badly
if that's
through
going
this.
in F, let me
Yep.
tell you, I think this should be going
Oh,
straight to.
The Enterprise
Sub-F.
dress.
The
Well,
hits keep coming.
This is hideous.
the
Hideous.
collar is
uniform.
not good. That is not a good collar.
No, but the whole
Oh.
thing, it's like it has no belt. It's a different material that is
Yeah.
just
And
like
the little suit bits here are they're bad.
Somebody's
is a-
about to call him Maestro because of that collar.
like
Yeah.
it's like it looks like it's I hate it so much.
I
It's
think we
not
can
even
F that.
I mean, the one thing it does communicate is Gorky transitional era. And like, if,
Is it a-
if it's gonna do that, then it can sit at F for me.
You know what?
Is it a
We're
full unitard? Like, is there separate pants and shirt? There isn't, right? It's just
There
like a
isn't. No,
full
that's-
thing. He had to step into that from that collar. Like, he had to
You just
somehow
roasted him.
squeeze into that V-neck, like his whole body. I think we have to A tier this thing. This is amazing.
what? No, it is. There's no way. This is okay, guys. I think we should
Norman
have a
says
whole.
below F.
I think we need a new tier, and
Oh,
it's below.
good. Thank you
It's
for
double
upping
F.
Double F.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, there's a double F.
Yeah, that's where that's going. All right,
There we
so
go.
There's no way that's worse than the boob cut.
it's bad.
It's so bad. Oh my
Double
gosh.
F.
we
Double F
never
with
saw what the
Jeff.
woman's version looked like. Maybe it had a boob cut. So who's to say? All right,
Yeah.
moving on. Vulcan High.
Norman says it's long underwear with a collar.
Well, this certainly is. You can just put Stanfields on the side of this and you'd be all set.
That's a deep Nova Scotian cut.
Indeed it is.
The next up, we have the Vulcan High Command, which is mostly seen worn by T'Pol, really. You know,
Only by T'Pol. It's. I don't even think we should rate this because it's just her.
well, again, the men we meet
It's not a
from the
uniform.
Vulcan, from the Vulcan
if she-
military, or they wear more robe-like stuff. I
yeah,
didn't get
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
If it's not a uniform if only one person wears it.
Well, presumably
from the
all the
record.
women wore this, but
Oh well, presumably. I guess we don't
or it
see
was
any.
at least an option. I don't hate this uniform, but because you're right, we never see others really wearing it other than T'Pol, and it comes from that era of like, let's put 7 of 9 and her in a cat suit, and all of the nerds will lose their minds. You know, and I think it was passe then. It's definitely passe now, but it's not like like the boob cut. You know, it's not as
Better than the boob cut.
It's better than the boob cut. So what, D?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna put that in
Any
D
arguments?
Nope.
tier.
Alright.
All right.
Pattern of the fabric's nice.
Now we have.
It's better than 7 of 9's uniform.
It is better than
That's
7
for
of 9's.
sure. That is for sure.
Okay. Andorian Imperial Guard.
Not great.
Not great.
No.
Kind of blah.
Yeah.
You know, the Andorians, the makeup stands out amazing, but the outfit itself
It's amazing.
Yeah, but that's not what we're rating. We're rating the outfit, and it's
Shran's ice gear is cool when they're like they go into the northern wastes.
Yes,
but
they do get a couple of different appearances that are very cool.
Yeah, I feel like
this I would say is like a C at best.
I put a D. Like I feel like it's just forgettable. Like I feel like it's right there with the Vulcan one.
Yeah, I would D it as well.
Standard fare,
Standard fare, kind of nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we got the Zindi.
Well,
Arboreal
the
first.
Arboreals
The tri-belt.
did they?
The tri-belt
is pretty amazing. This is maybe the best thing we've seen yet, just because of the tri-belt.
What if you need to bend
belts, dude?
What do you have to bend over?
Well, they're Arboreals. It's back support from all the
This is like
swinging.
just a species with like chronic herniation.
I think it's better
they're
than
all
anything we've seen so
weightlifters.
far. I think it's like a C or a
Very
B.
slow weightlifting.
It gets creative.
It's
This is all
creative.
we're talking about. It's like
I like it.
750 last week, man.
Is it good enough for C? Is it good enough?
I'm voting B.
Oh, I was.
It's
maybe
the best
willing
thing
to play
we've
with C.
seen so far, and it's creative and alien.
It is creative.
Tri-belt?
But it's
You'd
got
wear
a
a
hint
tri-belt.
of mint green
Yeah, it's
Green
great.
and 3 fucking belts. Like
B tier.
Dave and Kevin, come on, help us figure this out. Where does this belong?
It's a C for me.
Is it a B,
double
Kevin?
F for me. There's 3 belts.
That's why it's great.
I don't think we can go higher than C on this.
Although,
Okay.
3 belts on an outfit that needs no belts.
How do you know it doesn't need belts? They probably have a pant shirt cut off
That
underneath
is a
those 3
fucking
belts.
unitard.
that is a
doesn't know
unit.
this.
No, you
What
don't
is that
know
belts
that.
doing?
Hold the boob cut together
Okay,
with the
3
pants.
belts make no sense if it is a unitard, but I maintain there's a cutoff there.
No,
It is creative. It stands out for sure.
Yeah.
it's not creative.
stands out.
Just
3
saying
belts,
3
Kevin.
belts on him isn't creative.
Well, okay, let's compare them to their other their fellow Zindi. You know, we got the Zindi primates who are
Generic, like that's like every alien race on Discovery ever. Like it's just
It is kind of generic. It's
every alien race from the J.J. Abrams Trek movies. It's just F.
It's better than I think it's better than that arboreal uniform, isn't it? Or is it too generic?
Fucking F tier.
I like
after
the kind of crisscrossy bits there.
Kevin says F tier for this.
No, not for this.
Oh no, the arboreals he wants to throw in the F tier.
Oh.
He's wrong.
I mean, there is only one. This does still kind of have 3 belts, actually. It's got like the
They're just in a
crisscross-
different configuration.
It's true. All Zindies
They
have 3
have
belts.
preserved the Zindi tribe.
Wait, hold on. Let's check the reptilians. They might have 3
1,
belts.
2, 3 straps.
They have,
They have 3 belts as well. Oh my
I think
god.
what we have to say is we have to judge the tri-belt as a Zindi feature.
Yeah,
This is hard
yeah.
science here we're doing, fellas. This is why this is the science and division over here.
Yeah.
All right,
There
well
it is.
now I'm
Good
thinking B
sociology
tier.
here. Xenosociology.
They're all B tier?
No, I like the reptilian one better than
The reptilian
like
one is the
this-
most distinct one for
it's
sure. The
got
most
one
memorable.
Straight out of like Doctor.
I feel like the
Who. That's
reptilian one is.
awesome.
I wish I had a better image of it, but I feel like that's almost like a B tier of the best
It
one. I
is.
think.
Oh,
Yeah,
that one's
so-
great. That's
It's the best
All
thing
right.
we've seen.
So let's say,
Really
okay,
good
let's
stuff.
put the reptilians up in B. We'll put the primates in D,
Yeah, that's not quite as good as the first tri-belt.
and I think we can leave the
I mean, it
arboreals
lacks
in
the
C.
mint green.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Arboreals
put
are
that.
in C.
Mint
but yeah,
green
they're
and
good
3
there.
fucking belts.
Yeah.
It's great.
Then we have their friends, the spear builders, with their
Oh my God.
ornate uniform.
It's not for me.
It's
for
not
me.
It's just a redress of the Borg Queen.
That's
Mhm.
yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say it feels very Borg Queen. Yeah.
Too
Okay, so where do you
generic.
Where do you put this then? I think we're putting the
It's
generic in
like
F or D,
progenitor
right?
dressing as a board queen.
I'd put a D tier.
I don't think
No,
it's
I mean,
as
the
good
detail on
as
it makes it more interesting than some.
The Zindi
Yeah.
primate.
yeah. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the F tier's for like offensively bad.
Yeah.
D tier's for like boring.
Now, sorry, I don't have a better image of this, but this was the okay, so now we've caught up to the USS Franklin as shown in Star Trek Beyond. This is the uniform worn by the Idris Elba character and his crew before like they got turned into mutants or whatever. So it's kind of a cool uniform. It's got
I
like
don't hate it. I don't hate it.
it's an over jacket. It's got like these colors swatches on the top of
The under boob lines are kind of weird.
it's a little, but it's not offensive.
They want us to look like a muscular pecs.
It's got the Starfleet symbol on the chest, and canonically, this is the chronologically the earliest example of that symbol being used on the chest. So whatever that means to you, I would probably put this in the my vote would be B even for this. It's not bad.
My vote would be like D. I think that under pec line actually is not good.
I don't like that either, and I think the color on the shoulder is just the wrong size. Either it's too big or too small. It's the exact wrong size.
Yeah.
And Dave, where are you feeling falling?
I'm just kind of mad about it. I'm happy on a C or a D, either one. Like C's probably fine.
All right, let's put her in. Feels like the D is where we want to put it.
I think that's where we're evening out to. Yeah.
I think that was a bad decision. Those under pec lines. I don't know what they were going for there.
Like I have an image here of Spock who wears it in that movie. He just puts it on because he needs clothes, I think. And where is it? No, I know I have it.
That's more time than we need to spend on Star Trek Beyond anyway. So.
Like Kevin does not like that movie. Okay, but
it's awful.
There it is, kind of like you can look at it. Look,
no, those under pec lines are still awful looking. And the shoulders might as well go to the end of the shoulder. Why not?
Okay,
like,
I think we've settled on D by the sounds of it.
I think D's
I would almost F tier that. I think it's pretty bad the more I look at it. But anyway, D it is.
You always hate things the more you look at them. All right.
Yeah, because I see more things, more detail.
Uniform.
Now we have the Robow. I call this the Robow uniform. This is the one by Kirk's dad, as played by Chris Hemsworth in Star Trek 2009, as well weird. As it's very tight.
Very tight.
This would have come in the
turtleneck.
It's like a form fitting thing. This was, I guess, worn in the 2230s. After the Franklin period, and
it's a tri-belt.
Yeah.
It has the appropriate number of belts. It's not bad on that front.
Well, it almost looks like it has arm belts there. So
yeah,
it has the little rank. It has rank epaulets on the wrists.
Yeah.
And
I really don't like it, and I like it even less because this guy looks like Joe Rogan. So let's give it an F.
He's Arab. So in this one, the command division wears blue, the science division wears pearl gray, medical wears white, and operations wears greenish gold.
I feel like it's kind of a reference to the Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Yeah, he's right. It's an F.
Uniform in the sense that it is just so painfully bland.
Yeah, and so tight.
Like the best thing about it is the belt buckle, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. The pants don't match the top either. It looks like two different outfits.
If you just have a look here at Chris Hemsworth, who maybe wears it a little better there in the chair.
Well, he makes everything look good. You put the sexiest man in the world in anything, like he's gonna look pretty good. Like,
yeah, well, I'm just saying, there's it's not the worst uniform, but it's very business-like. I don't know about these shoes.
Is stricken from the record. Go back to the other guy. It's no fair to put anything on Chris Hemsworth. Go back. All right, we're judging this.
But actually, if you go back, if you go back to Chris Hemsworth, he looks like a farmer who became found himself on a ship, and now he's got to try and land it, right?
Yeah.
With the boots and the.
All right, air traffic control, talk me down.
Yeah, right.
I don't like
it's nice touch is the classic communicator there. I like that a lot.
I wouldn't want to wear this because it's so friggin' tight. this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
Probably
better
made
be.
of cotton too, cousin Dave.
It's not made of cotton. It's made of like spandex. This thing.
Yeah.
It's a unitard.
That outfit does not say captain to me. No way.
No.
No. Okay.
F.
No.
Really? F tier.
It's
I was
awful.
not.
Look at
I
it.
was not expecting this. Okay.
Yeah, don't like that one.
But it's
I
not
think
a
that's the
double. It's
worst
not a
one we've
double F.
seen.
It's not a
No.
double F.
No.
I think it is. I think it's worse than that Archer. Like,
Why?
something
It-
called.
it-
that Archer one
It's
is
not that
really
bad. It's not. It's no. All right. Let's move on.
All right.
All right.
Now we've caught up to the Discovery time period. Now this
I like
isn't
that
about
it's
whether you
less
like
blue.
the show Discovery. This is just about the uniform.
It's still too much blue, but it's less blue. But what I don't like about this is you can't distinguish very easily, at least, the different departments.
Yeah. So gold for command, silver for science, bronze for operations.
I don't like that. It's use colors like the red, yellow, blue thing. I mean, you can swap up what means which, whatever. But I like that. I like a little color coordination. So functionally, it fails for me.
This uniform is also incredibly tight. It's made of like almost a Lululemon type of like material that it's just so revealing and
sort of unattractive. Like
it's sort of unattractive, even if you're in
like
shape.
where they decide to put the gold doesn't look great. Like
And the boots that
you
go
mi-
with this don't work for me. But
Yes, you missed the most egregious part of this uniform, which is the shoes.
the boots, yeah.
They're awful. They just
Yeah.
look like running shoes, but like moon boot running shoes, and it's off-putting. These uniforms are fucking terrible. Like
F.
F.
Double
Yeah.
F?
Yeah, no, not double F.
I don't know about
Well,
double F.
I think you guys
Maybe
are too
just
hard
the
on that
shoes.
Archer outfit. I think you can bump Archer's outfit back to just F myself. I
No
don't
way.
think you need-
No way. That's a double F.
That's a
I
double
think we're having
F.
just double F's remorse on that one. That's got to.
All right.
All right. Discovery Type 2, which was basically the same uniform, but they recolored it. So it looks distinctly different though, and
It
there
looks way better.
it looks way better. But it's the same. It's the same like structure and sewing pattern and whatever. But it's just colored completely differently, and it looks way better. So
Way better. Like B.
100 times better.
maybe C. It's a little too bright. Obviously they improved it as they completely redesigned it when they got to Strange New Worlds. But this is kind of what we saw for just that second season of Discovery.
Yeah, you're right. It does get better. These uniforms look like that fake Star Trek from
Right.
Black Mirror.
A little. Yeah, I don't like the collar because they're trying to
The
keep
shoulder
that Discovery
pads are too big too. Like
the shoulder.
Yeah.
But it was a way. This was them trying to transition from the Discovery uniform into what we know as the original series or Strange New Worlds uniform. So it's kind of the transition. But yeah, so it's better than the other Discovery, but it's not great. So D or C.
either B
I'd
or
say.
C.
D.
Yeah.
And Dave?
C's
I think-
fine with me.
I'm hearing a lot
At
of
least it's
C's.
colorful. Yeah.
I feel like
This
this.
is
Let's give it the.
colorful.
Let's put it in a C. Okay, so that's a much better than its counterpart. All right, next slide. Discovery Mirror.
F. Double F. Double
I
F.
like this.
is-
I think it's actually a
what?
cool. It has none of that boob thing you were complaining about with the Enterprise version.
This looks like Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future.
That was a great show.
Hey, that was a
But it's
great.
not
I,
Star
I have
Trek.
a poster
Yes, it
up
was
there
a
for
great
Captain
show.
Power.
Of course you
and
do.
the
It was
Sol-
written by J. Michael Straczynski.
Yeah, Babylon 5.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry, that just blew the top of my head off. That's
Yeah, you-
amazing. That's awesome.
Power on.
No, I think I'm gonna
we should-
lose this battle, but I think it's awful.
I
Looks
think
like
it's,
it looks like that friggin' Masters of the Universe movie from the '80s.
that was a great movie too.
Dolph
That
Lundgren.
was
You're
not.
Fine, great movie.
You are just selling this uniform more and more to me, David. Like the way you go on with these references. I think it's okay actually, but it's probably in the C tier for me.
B tier just for the fingerless gloves.
Oh man.
F.
Dave,
No.
you got to help us figure this out. What are we gonna?
I'm happy with a C at best.
Norman's saying D.
'Cause
So
there's
I think
creativity
Norman
in
should
there,
win this
but
battle.
it's just not. There's a lot going on there.
Too
okay.
much. It's
Where are we putting
ridiculous.
it?
It's like
In
there's
D?
no design cohesiveness there. It's just let's just throw shit
So
at
what?
it.
There
what
is
do we have for
cohesiveness.
votes on it? We had
They
a
had-
B, a C, and 2 Fs. Is that right?
No,
We
I'm
only
more
have-
of a C. I was joking.
Oh,
With
you're
the
a C,
fingerless
okay.
gloves.
Okay, C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
you know, like and I think it
Not
actually
great,
works.
it's not
I actually
awful.
like this version better than the Prime Discovery version.
Oh,
you
well,
know.
it is better than that.
Yeah, it is.
That's a fair point.
I agree.
All right.
So
So moving
there's
on,
that.
then we get to our first one of
double
our
F.
first aliens, first Klingon thing. It's the Takuvma uniforms or what, sarcophagus, whatever. I don't know, like whatever we saw in first season of Discovery and
I
partly. in
hate
season two.
everything about these Klingons.
It's not the makeup, just the outfit.
I know, but I hate everything about these Klingons. That includes the outfit.
I think
Oh.
that they look incredibly uncomfortable.
They
They
took
look
what
like
should have been an amazing story, the breaking up or like the coming together of the disparate Klingon houses to like face the Federation. Which should
kinda
have been the most
botched it.
epic Klingon story ever, and it was, I can't remember anything of it.
yeah. But as far as a costume goes, I don't love this Klingon
No.
armor.
I
It's
do
bad.
like the kind of spider webby motif on Takuvma there, but that's about it.
His is the best one of all of those.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Takuvma. I am Takuvma. Double F or F? That's where I'm sitting.
I would go
Yeah,
double
that
F.
really is the question.
double F.
Yeah,
Double
I'm
F.
good with double F. It's really terrible.
See you later. Discovery Klingons first season. All right.
Sorry,
We're really
I'm not
working
home
through
right
the
now. I'm
chat
putting
here
on
for
my
the
spider
times.
webs. Leave a message.
Next option, I call this pilot. This is the uniform worn in the Cage, and as well as the Note Where No Man Has Gone Before episodes of like the original 2 pilots of Star Trek, the original series.
I mean, they went down to J.C. Penney's and bought a few sweaters and put a friggin'
yeah,
That's exactly it. They look too comfortable now.
yeah, they're not costumes or uniforms. They're just J.C. Penney's sweaters with a thing put on them. Like,
It's just
Yeah.
the
How
Ball
are you gonna
Starfleet
give that?
catalog there on the bottom.
And the problem with this one too is that Command wears like this goldish green, but Operations wears like a khaki, and it looks exactly the same on camera,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yes.
So there's not any kind of differentiation, but like it's where do you put
You know,
something like this?
interesting, like the kind of chronology we've established in terms of like the canon timeline of these shows does show a really fascinating like cyclical oscillation between like color and just the most brutal blandness.
Well, yeah, the
And
fabrics.
Starfleet just keeps moving through this like conception cycle with these things.
Yeah.
it looks hot. Like of all the things we've seen so far, some of them are skin tight and leather. That one looks the most hot.
Yeah, they
They're
look
gonna
like they'd be
sweat it out
sweating
of it.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, like that stuff doesn't breathe.
No.
It's not breathable. It's J.C. Penney and
Look at that 2-inch thick collar on Pike. Like, look at that. Looks like a pillow.
Yeah.
yeah, like if we just want to have a
This is
look
pretty
here
bad,
at
boys. I don't know.
how just like have a look here at Kirk. You know, back from that wearing it in the original pilot or the second pilot, I guess it was. Does that sell it to you anymore?
No,
No.
it still looks like a no.
No.
That's from a Sears catalog.
So where do we like this, guys? Do we like this down in D tier or F tier?
I think D tier.
It's better than the F stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on from pilots, let's move on to the classic original
It
series
wasn't
uniform.
the cheapest thing at J.C. Penney.
Okay, now just a note on this uniform, there was a bit of an update in season 3. They went to a different fabric in that season. It was like more of a velour. This is the shot we're looking at right now is the original fabric, which had more of a little bit more of a quill like texture to it. I think that like obviously that this is one of the most iconic things
I
ever
like
in
this.
Star Trek. You know, this is kind of what made Star Trek famous in some ways, was just these bright colored shirts, and it was one of the first color TV shows.
But they're
right,
not
in the
that
era.
bright either. Like you said,
Well,
like,
and-
these are
and
dull
the-
colors.
And the funny thing was that, you know, of course, the command division famously was in green, but under the lights it looked gold, and that's now what it has become in our, you know, the cultural mindset. But yeah, that's just. But it was an improvement on the pilot version, clearly.
for sure.
I do like when Pike rocks that green one though in Strange New Worlds. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not. I actually like the one that Kirk wears in this show better than the one Pike wears in the new show. And so yes, if you like that original green wraparound, that would also be part of this vote here. I'm gonna say, like, guys, this is probably a B tier, if not an A tier.
A.
Yeah.
I would go A.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Absolute classic.
Classic, but it's not like my favorite or anything. So I think I want to save room for S. Save room for dessert.
Not really bad.
Yeah. Next option: Mirror Universe original series. Not because you hate the original series,
Well, you know what? I actually
or the Mirror Universe.
I hate the Mirror Universe, but no, I like Uhura's belly top. See, that's a proper cut. It's a couple inches under the boob line, but God, D at best.
Kirk's getup is just
D at
awful.
worst.
Yeah.
I guess it's
I mean, I
If
do
not-
like the consistency with the knives between that and what they did in Discovery. That they're all got sort of the knife at their belt.
Yeah, they always have a
And
dagger. I
And the
love.
double thing looks like nipples. They all look like
That's
they
okay.
just like a. He's like he has a triple nipple.
They like
And,
showing the guns. I think almost my only thing I would have changed is like I think all the men should have no arms and it should just be the guns out for all the guys, right? If the women have to show their midriffs, the men have to show the guns, and you know, I think
George
that's,
Kelly didn't have no guns.
no, he had no guns.
They're hiding those gangly sticks for a reason.
We don't see Spock's version here, but his version is very cool, and you know, I think that this was a very I'm a fan of the Mirror Universe, but that aside, I think that this is kind of just a cool mix-up, and my vote is B+.
There's no pluses. I'm even
B
offended by
plus.
this
Plus.
F thing.
Are
You
we
know,
allowed
these-
to have a B+?
No, we're not going there.
I'm
All
just
right.
saying, like, if anything, I would easily push this into A tier if I could.
Well,
D at best.
wow.
All right, you guys
I
are in the
would
middle.
go maybe B tier. It's the original uniform, but it's maybe got the appropriate amount of other things.
It's got a lot of
Unlike
flair.
Nipples and belt
Discovery ones?
sashes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the Mirror Universe, they're more showy. They're just more. They're more like it's about like they're pirates, right? Like they're more like they got that whole vibe.
Yeah.
You know, they're not
Yeah, that's
Starfleet.
true.
They are Starfleet, but they're not the main Starfleet.
No, I mean, I'm happy with B. I'm with Kevin on this
Ah,
one.
We did it. B tier. All right.
I'm
Moving
on a lonely island here tonight, but that's fine.
Original series dress uniform.
I better than that Mirror Universe shit that you guys just put in B.
The green comes through much better here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
it
well, that's the
does.
thing is that the dress isn't green because the other one was supposed to be green too, and that's why the wrap is green. It's just a different
Mhm.
material. Like these are okay. I wish that they had like I don't, and we'll see like the reimagined version, the Strange New World version of this carried this through.
Mhm.
It's not bad. It's like I love like Scotty has the kilt and there's some
Oh, if we're getting the kilt, then bump it up even more.
you
This
know
is A tier.
A tier.
I actually like these. I would give these A tier.
I'm not offended with A tier.
I think they look great.
They're kind of
Yeah.
adjacent to the original series. Like they are the original
Mhm.
series. So
Mhm.
so I think that's good. Okay. And then now we got the original series Romulans. This is a cool
I
uniform.
don't know
I
why,
hope-
but I love these.
Me too.
Absolutely
I
love
love
them.
these.
Great.
Yeah.
I love them.
So great.
They're so great. I think
They're
A.
so
Whole, like,
insane.
striped thing,
That's
it's
like-
it's,
No.
I don't know. Like they're weird helmets. They're just awesome.
It's just like
Yeah,
Rome
I
meets
would do
Andy
S tier.
Warhol, but I'm here for it.
Kevin's saying S.
I'm S tier with this. I love the Romulans from original.
I won't
I'm down
argue.
with that. I think it's
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't expect this. Okay, our first S tier going to the Romulans. All right.
Which was their plan all along.
Go to the
They've
back
won.
door.
Only Romulans will get S tier from now on. Watch. All right.
Did I put this image? Okay, sorry guys. I let me find these ones. I guess I didn't put those slides in or something. Okay, so what's the next one? The original series Klingon.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just have to show that. You go old
It's not
fashioned.
as good as original series Romulan.
Original series Klingon. It's pretty cool. I love that it's got a woman's version, just like the Romulans does. Like, I love like the sash that Kang wore in his episode. That they kept this consistent throughout the original series was nice. In all the times we saw them, it's not the makeup; it's the look of the uniform, and I think it's pretty good.
That sash looks like it. I mean, they really leaned on that sash when they picked up for Worf and that sort of thing too, right? Like,
Season 1 Worf's sash might have been that exact sash.
It's the same. It's almost the same sash, but he wears it the other way, like across.
Yeah, it's almost identical.
Yeah, I'm glad they changed it though. The new one looked better.
Oh, it's a real improvement. But, yeah,
I feel like this is a B tier.
I like the coats.
Me too.
Yeah,
Okay,
I would agree.
Let's go with that. B tier for the original series Klingons.
But I think that's a generous B.
I didn't have the image after that either, right? Oh, the
Norman
reimagined
agrees.
armor. Okay, let's bring them up. So we got the now we have the Klingons as shown in Strange New Worlds season
That's
2.
more Klingon-y to me. I like that better.
Yeah, I like that.
So
good
we want to put that in A.
Yeah, I would.
I would.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Those look like Klingons to me.
They look. The uniform looks good. It's like the gold really works. Okay, so then got their cloud. Oh, good. I did have a slide for them. Okay, now we are back to never mind the slide, but this is the original series reimagined,
Love
not
'em.
the dress reimagined.
Love it.
This is a great uniform. It's an improvement.
Fantastic.
I think it's just as good, if not better. It's an S tier for me, probably.
Nice show. I would agree. I think they.
It's fantastic, yeah.
Strange Worlds just looks so good. Everything on it just looks so good.
Yeah. I feel like it sounds like that's an
Norman
easy
agrees.
one. We're going
Yeah.
S tier for Strange New Worlds, reimagined.
Nice color. Perfect shades of those colors. Like almost as bright as those ones that looked a bit silly because they were bright, but not quite. It was like the perfect cutoff.
So here we
These
also
are kind
have
of sailory. They look like
this is what I call the
spaceships.
the dress uniform reimagined. It's it's a little
You
sailor.
call
It'll
it
make it look
combat
big.
armor?
They really kept a lot of
Yeah.
the design. Like it's
That-
extraordinarily faithful in the way they picked it up, and I really like that
Mhm.
about it.
It's
Yeah,
fake,
but
but
I
it's
don't-
it.
I
Sorry?
don't like it. It's too much. It's
I
too...
don't like the baby blue.
Only
adorned.
medical has the
Like
baby blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And then they're going with this whole thing in Strange New Worlds that like the medical is a light blue and the science is a dark blue, which was not part of the original series.
those colors are too much. You're right, Kevin.
So, like, just for comparison, we put the original series dress uniform in A tier. It feels like we don't like it as much. This one,
It's not as good.
It's a bit busy.
But I'd
what-
maybe do a B tier with that. Like it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it's busier, but it's not egregious. Like
No.
yeah.
No.
why don't I have this one?
The color was
No,
just
and I
a
really
bit
like
much.
the cut of it.
Here, I'm just gonna take this down for a sec while I upload this because I think I'm missing it. Original series, dress reimagined. Sorry, open, and there it is. Okay, so where are we? Sorry, I'm sorry. Where are we putting it?
B.
I thought we were saying
B.
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 B. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. Forget all these titles because clearly, somewhere along the way, I lost my my sense on these titles. Kelvin timeline classic type 1. I guess is that where we're at now? Yeah, looks like.
Mhm.
So this is the original. This was 2009 Star Trek and the Into Darkness movie. They wore this uniform. It's it's got like the little deltas built right into the fabric. The comm badge is a little smaller and kind of it's silver and an actual well, it's not a comm badge. It's just a badge, a little higher. I like these uniforms. Okay, here's my critique of them. I don't like the version that Uhura wears that has no sleeves. You can't. What's her rank? You obviously the rank doesn't show. So like this version with the sleeveless variant that Uhura wears, I don't care for it. But it's meant to be sort of like a utility uniform that you're wearing day to day while you're on ship. So I don't know. Like it's pretty good.
I like it.
I don't-
Not
I would
functional.
do
You're
her.
right. What is her rank?
Yeah,
That's
Like-
that's a huge plot hole in these.
Mhm.
yeah. She doesn't have it, right?
And
'Cause
they have,
went
they
with-
have the ranks on the sleeves, right?
yeah,
I don't like that
Yeah.
anyway.
yeah. So I think for that's points off for me too, Davin. But it's still pretty good overall. Like so, I would say
The colors are nice and the fabric's nice.
Yeah.
But,
Um,
there's
Maybe drop
the
it to a C.
functionality points. I think got to drop it pretty far. I think like a C,
C?
at least. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think C
Okay.
makes sense to me.
And I feel like we missed a couple here. Before I get too far down. One was this combat armor. Where's that? Let's bring that up quick. Remember this? They wore this in Strange New Worlds.
See, that's what the
Oh,
Mako
yeah.
should look like. Those look like Space Marines. I like
Space.
these.
Now I know what you
So
mean.
every time you say
Yeah,
Space
see?
Marines, I'm like, what? Mark 10? Mark 9? What do you want?
That. That's what I want. Nice spacey chess pieces.
These look pretty good. I like these.
Yeah, I like these.
In
That's cool
in the
design.
second season, they added the com badge to the chest. It doesn't have it in. This is the first season shot,
Mm.
but I like it. I like it more than the Mako uniform, for sure. I'm good with A tier on this.
A tier.
Me too.
As well.
That's good stuff.
All right, let's go A tier on the
Badass.
combat armor. And the other one we've missed is okay. I guess maybe I have this on the PowerPoint. I'm hoping I do. I don't. But while we have it up, let's do the wetsuit.
F.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Double F.
But the woman's version looks better.
I mean, so Zoe
Because it's on
Saldana
Zoe
wears it very well.
Saldana.
It is not flattering in the male version.
The male version is not flattering. I'm like,
Literally
Poor
again.
Carl Urban in the background. They're just like, oh no, send me to Mega City 1.
I think it's a double F. By the
Double
sound of
F.
it.
I think so too.
Oh,
Why
it's
do
so
they have?
bad.
Why do they have issued wetsuits? Like, I don't understand.
Okay, so I missed it. I did miss one on the slide, so I'll just pull up the image here. Before we get, the other one I wanted to look at was the Kelvin Planet Side uniform. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, we saw these in the 2009 movie as well.
It's nothing burger.
It just looks like a funeral uniform.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
also like the red one that the cadets wear. I hate this Admiral's
these
uniform.
are awful.
This
These are
Admiral's
awful.
uniform.
Man.
What is this
This
Admiral's
just looks
uniform?
like for detention.
What is any of this?
What is any of this?
This looks like
Looks like that-
the Russian
looks like the
Imperial
Handmaid's-
Army or something. Like,
We
what is
just
this?
dropped
Looks
him
like
into
the
Max's
Handmaid's Tale,
color
man.
By accident.
Okay, well, it doesn't sound like we like it too much. F.
Double F.
This
This
is
is
like
double
the
F.
1984 version of Star
Jesus,
Trek right
they've
there.
even got like Nazi hats under their
Yeah,
arms.
double F
Oh,
these
no.
Nazi hats. This is terrible.
Double F. Double F.
Okay.
We're not going
Moving
with it
on.
with these Nazis.
That
All
was
right.
That
terrible.
was awful.
Okay. So we have caught. Now we are at this version, which is a worn in Star
Oh
Trek
my
Into
God,
Darkness.
Nazi
It's just
hats.
gray.
It's more Nazi hats.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's-
This is grayer than the surface of
Oh my
Romulus.
God.
Now in this
Spock,
particular
do you think the are bad guys? Oh man.
in this particular uniform, the Admiralty wears gray, white with gold accents. Officers wear gray or brown. And cadets, I think, wear
They
red.
have Nazi hats too. Double
They
F
do have
this
Nazi
garbage. Double F it now.
This is terrible.
This is
I liked it at the time.
J.J. Abrams.
Why did they let J.J. Abrams make movies?
I don't know. Why would he make
I don't
Star
know.
Trek movies? He wanted to make Star Wars movies, really. So he wanted to make them the Empire.
Oh god, look
Um,
what he did to those.
He did. He made them the Empire. This is Starfleet, and he made them the evil Empire.
Norman's with us.
We'll
He's saying
stick
double
up
F.
for that guy. Anyway, whatever.
All right, here we go. Now we have the Kelvin timeline Klingon regalia.
Now
What
those
is
look like
that?
Space Marines.
They do. I like this uniform. It's okay.
I
It's
think
got
that's awesome.
the ridged helmet. They look scary.
Yeah, those are great
hate it.
Klingon things.
Kevin doesn't like it.
I don't
Davin, where
like
do you
it
stand?
either. To me, they look like those garbage haulers from Voyager.
Malon?
Or like no Malon. No, not them. Yeah, it's like the cross of between the Malons and the Packlids. Like those look like Klingons like that want to be Packlids or something.
I don't know. They're just wearing like trench coats and stuff, and like,
Yeah,
like,
kind of boring.
it's meant for like, this is meant to be like a cold weather kind of a thing too. So just keep that in mind. But
Then why are they sleeveless?
they're not sleeveless.
They're not. They've just got like pauldron things going on.
Oh yeah, okay.
They have like a vest kind of a thing in some
It's like
cases.
sort of.
It's enough for me.
I kind of incorporates like.
Norman
I agree
says Norman
with
says
Norman.
D.
This stuff.
I think Norman's right about that.
Ooh,
I don't know.
I would
D.
have said B, but
Ooh.
that's all right.
I would have probably
Kevin?
said C.
I would have said F. I hate them. They suck. They're
D
just
it
bad.
is.
It's,
Yeah, I think so.
D it is.
We've averaged out then there.
Okay. Then we get the Kelvin timeline, classic Type 2. This is like the Star Trek Beyond version. I like this actually quite a bit, although the collar is a bit high for my taste. But, you know, it feels a bit stiff in some cases.
It's all right.
It's okay. What do you guys
Okay, but something about it just I don't know what it is. Something about it's not sitting right with me. Like it should look just as good as some of those other ones like Strange New Worlds and the original series, but it doesn't. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think it's just like the way that the it sort of rides up to the top of the neck. But is it better than the one that they used into the first two movies? Like, did you guys like it more or no?
No, this is worse.
No, I like the fabric of the other one, like that kind of
Like with with the texture. This has no texture.
yeah, the textured fabric. Yeah.
So I think we like this less. It sounds like.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think on the whole.
Okay. So with that in mind, it was considering we liked the original. Where do we put the other one?
I think that was at a C.
In the C tier. Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is. So I guess D then, eh?
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
All
sure.
right. Okay. This was also seen in Star Trek Beyond. This was like a Starbase uniform that was worn at like the Starbase. What was it called? Yorktown, I think. I don't like this one either.
It's awful.
That red
Yeah.
looks horrible with that baby blue.
Oh yeah.
It
I
kind of
could
looked like it
double
fell out
F
of the
this.
dryer from Babylon 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's no. The Babylon
Oh.
5 uniforms look much better than this.
Triple F. Triple
No,
F.
no. I like the Babylon 5 uniforms, but it looks entirely out of place here. It looks like some sort of
Babylon
weird
F.
mismatch.
It looks uncomfortable, and I don't even understand. Like, this is what you wear on base. Okay, so F.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
double
for
F.
sure.
It's pretty awful.
Absolutely.
All right. Moving on to the Kelvin Timeline survival suit that is worn by Kirk and Chekhov in Star Trek Beyond. I like this suit.
It's
cool-
the best
cool.
Kelvin one, probably.
Yeah. We never got to see the other
Yeah.
divisions, but presumably they just have blue and red as well.
But again, there's no color coordination. There, it looks like they all just wear the same exact thing.
well, no, it's got the division color. What do you mean?
Does it? Where?
At the top,
On the shoulders there.
the yellow. The yellow's meant to be
Yeah.
command. It happens that Chekhov
Oh.
and Kirk are both command, right? So,
Oh yeah. Okay.
all
All right.
This is a cool suit. I'm willing to
Yeah.
go into at least in the B tier, I think, for this.
I think B is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
and Norman's with us too. He's saying B tier.
Mm.
All right, we're going B tier on the survival suit. Nice. All right. Now we get to the motion
boy.
picture.
boy. Controversy.
Oh.
I don't know how controversial this will be.
No controversy that they made
terrible.
these.
S tier.
F tier.
Did
No,
you say
F.
S or F?
Yeah,
I heard you
but-
say F.
Oh wow. F tier.
Yeah,
These are
God.
these
Oh
are
my god.
Oh,
What
these
is
are
that?
the
It's a buckle with no belt. It's just a buckle.
You can borrow that from the Zidney. They got
why does Star
belts to
Trek
spare.
have such a problem having the appropriate amount of belts? There's
Or like, and why do they always want it like the guy's junk to like be as obvious and like seen through this fabric as possible?
'Cause
Oh,
sex
that's
sells.
pure Roddenberry right there.
Yeah, exactly.
sure.
Pure
Yeah, that is-
Roddenberry.
And apparently, like as George Takei told the story that these were you had to be like zipped out from the back by the costume department. If you have to go to the bathroom, it was not even possible like in an emergency to go. The indignities they
goodness.
suffered apparently wearing these.
Double F.
double F, right? Like,
yeah,
It's
oh
awful.
yeah.
yeah, I don't think we'll ever want to put this anything higher. Double F. See you later, motion picture. All right.
It's the
Yeah,
worst thing
these-
about that movie is those uniforms.
Oh, they're bad.
The worst thing about the worst movie.
I mean, the best thing about those uniforms is McCoy's collar, honestly.
Yeah, no, and he's like,
It's
all
like-
chest.
Rocking the
chest hair is
TV.
pretty nice.
Look at that thing go.
It's not a great. It's so bad. Like I don't even get why they why they even went with this. I don't even know what they were thinking.
Oh,
All right. Well, then, guys, now we're moving on to one of my favorites. Oh no, actually, somehow this got ahead of that.
Well, whatever.
Whatever. Okay,
Well,
so we're doing the Klingon armor,
come on.
Chang style, as seen in Star Trek Undiscovered Country, which is very poofy and red and black leather and
It's
red
not
leather.
my favorite
Love
Klingon
it.
garb. It makes sense on a guy like Gorkon, who's like the chancellor.
Chancellor.
Or whatever. But for a soldier to wear that, I don't really like it as much.
but I feel like it expresses a whole era of like Klingon style.
Yeah.
Like they're clearly in their poofy vest phase here.
Mm.
You know, like I love this thing. It's great. There's a whole
Jet
kind of
Burr looks
imperial
cool.
decadence about it, and like, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I like it too. It's kind of weird that they went from wearing like this rubber to going to metal in the 24th century. But yeah, like I'm not sure exactly where to put it. C?
It's a
I'd
C or a
probably
B
go
for me.
B for me.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
okay with
B's
B
fine.
too. B's fine. All right.
Like it's ostentatious, but like
Hmm.
that's
But
Klingon to me. Right
That's
there.
more Klingon,
Yeah.
like
there
that
you
feels
go.
more right.
Is that where we're
uh,
at now on
yeah.
this one?
Yeah.
Like S tier. That's
Yeah.
Because technically we saw this style in the motion picture as well. It's not
Yeah.
just from Next Generation.
yeah. This is
This is-
Klingon.
This is
friggin'
S
armor,
tier,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
That's
And
also a wonderful episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
man.
we'll be reviewing it in the near future on our Star Trek Next
Oh,
Generation
really?
review.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so maybe we can get you in for that.
Yeah.
And then here we are, guys. The Monster Maroons, as they're known. This is introduced in Wrath of Khan and was went through all the rest of those 5 movies of the original series. What I really love about this design is how they went from the 3 division colors to like 6 division colors. And so Command wears white, Science wears gray, Medical wears light green, Operations wears this gold kind of color. What you see Scotty wearing there. Security wears a Windsor green, and then like you got cadets wearing red, and Special Services wearing blue. And I don't know, like this uniform is one of my all-time favorites. I don't know how it ranks for you guys. Although Roddenberry famously did not like these uniforms. He thought they were too militaristic.
I'm kind of with
I
Roddenberry
love
on
them
that.
in so far as they do have a kind of, they look like a real uniform. You know?
Yeah, they
Like
do.
Kevin's
there's-
gonna love that
yeah.
belt.
I do. The appropriate
A mono
amount of
belt.
belts.
Not 3.
And I love that they can open the flap. It's my favorite part. That uniform looks great with the flap open.
Yeah, when you
Unbelievable. You know it's
Yeah.
party time when the flap is open.
like my favorite part was in Star Trek 6 when McCoy like undoes his flap and he's drinking coffee or whatever it is.
But
And
flaps
Yeah.
are so awkward. Like flaps lose points for me. The fact that you have
Oh,
a
no.
flap.
what I
They
also love
create
about
such drama.
Oh yeah, like there's like they inform the scene they're in.
what I
Yes,
also
it's
love
true.
about these uniforms, which I'm guessing that Davan may not like, is the ranks are not like the 4 pips or whatever. They instead have like specific symbols, like what a captain symbol looks like versus a commander. Like I don't have the whole chart here, but they wear it on the sleeve and they wear it on like the little flap thing. There's a lot of thought was put into this uniform. You know, a lot of detail, and it feels like it.
Okay,
It feels like
but
functional.
but look at Scotty. Okay, just look at him. All
I'm
right.
looking at him.
Now imagine fluffy white cuffs and a fluffy white collar. Now what does he look like?
Archer? In the
Anyone
dress
else see
uniform?
what I'm getting at there?
No, but
It's a Santa Claus outfit. If you just put fluffy white cuffs on Scotty, he's Santa Claus.
But he doesn't have
I
fluffy
was
white
thinking
cuffs
you were
on.
going
He's
for British Imperial.
uh,
Because there is a sort of like red coats feel to it. In
There
one
is.
sense, like the, you know.
It's not
I'm just
Starfleet
I'm putting it
to me.
out there.
I
I'm
love
putting
it.
this
It's a
at
nice
S tier, and you're gonna have to
design.
claw me back off S tier.
Well, I'm gonna start you clawing you back by saying this is a D tier for me. It's a nice designed uniform, but it's not good for Starfleet.
What?
It's S tier for me, just for the flap.
S tier for me, man. I love
You
this
guys
thing.
are crazy. You guys are crazy. It's a lonely island I live on, but the weather's nice.
Norman's with us. He's going S tier as well. So
Yeah, the
what
flap
are you gonna
and
do?
The appropriate
How-
amount
what
of
do you-
belts.
It's not functional. That only works at like a dinner, a dress dinner. What are you gonna do if you have to fight a Klingon in that?
you take off the overcoat and you just
You,
go to
you
open
open
the
your flap
flap.
and you're like, I'm ready to go, Klingon.
Yeah,
He grabs
you
by your
open-
stu-
You
he
open
grabs
the
you by your
flap.
stupid dangly flap. Like
You open the flap. You pour some blood wine, and you fucking drink.
That's right.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can also like take
Preposterous.
off. You can take off that jacket and then put on this cool looking winter coat, if,
Oh,
if
man.
necessary. You know, there's all kinds.
This
of
is a real Star Wars look for Star Trek. I
yeah,
guess.
it's too Star Wars.
Well, he only wears it in one scene, but anyway,
Like that, the weird little the things on the side of the hip of the coat there. Like that's
it's
that's
bulky.
a Han
for sure.
Solo jacket if I've ever seen one.
Well, it was only been a couple years since that movie. Okay, now we have the Monster Maroon enlisted version, which I feel it does deserve to be sort of looked at separately from the rest because it has no flap, for instance. It's more I think it's more functional in your
I
mind.
think it's more functional. It's not as pretty,
No,
Yeah, it's not as pretty.
but it's more functional. But you guys didn't care about functionality.
we care.
Of course, I did. I mentioned the flap and the belt.
Yeah. I like this is meant to look distinctly less cool, I think, but you know, it's not. It's more. I feel like it's more of Starfleet in Davan's mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm not
it
a huge
is.
fan of the boot things on the shoulders. But otherwise, it's not a bad uniform at all.
C
Kevin,
or D?
Yeah, what's with his? Like her uniform looks fine.
Yeah.
What is with the red collar and the red cuffs?
that-
Is
that-
the
that's a-
light?
that's
His
meant to
command?
say he's a cadet or a trainee of some kind.
Oh,
And what is
that's
she?
awful.
Oh,
But-
like they really stick out like a paper hat, don't they?
Well, I think
Yeah.
they're meant to, yeah, because
All
like you
right,
see, like
D or
Savick
F.
wears that color too in the
Oh yeah.
where
I
are we
would go
putting it?
C or D. It's
I feel like it's a
fine.
C.
Functional.
I feel like it's functional and it's
C's fine.
whatever. Okay. Then we get into the Final Frontier excursion, as I call it. It's kind of like it's more
so
functional.
boring.
It's boring though.
So boring. D's
It's
tier
kind
is
of
the
like those
boring
desert
tier.
outfits from Enterprise. They're just blandified.
Right. These are really this is you
Share
take
the
off
pain.
you take off your
You
Monster
will be
Maroon and
strengthened.
you put over like this kind of sweater over top and then you put your belt over top of that. So it's almost it's just a
One belt?
modification.
Th-
One belt.
This doesn't even look like they're. This doesn't even look like a uniform. This just looks like they're all escaping from some kind of
Yeah, exactly.
institution. Like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
awful.
It's not my favorite
Yeah.
either. So
It's not
F.
F.
Fail.
good.
Failure.
Jeez.
Jeez.
F for fail.
It's nothing.
Yeah. It's nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they just like made another trip back through J.C. Penney's.
They didn't make it the JC's pennies, and they just like stopped at the Frenchies.
Okay.
And you get good stuff at Frenchies, but they didn't get there on a good day.
That's true. They did not get there when they were bringing out the new stuff.
No.
Just to go on from our Monster Maroon, so we saw that Pike wore a reimagined version of this in Strange New Worlds. It's almost exactly the same as the one we saw in like Wrath of Khan in those movies, except it's got more like of that texture, those deltas kind of built in, and it's it's a slightly different design, but it's
The texture makes it look more functional to me, so I like it better.
yeah, I like it just as much. Like I don't like it any less than the other one, so I would
Yeah.
probably wherever we put that one is where I would put this one. You know, so all right,
You
we're
guys
putting that
put
up
it
there.
S tier, so-
It's S tier.
Oh, Norman didn't like that one. F, or maybe that was the last.
I think that was from the last one. Okay, and then the next version of the Monster Maroon, which
Shooters
is the
McGavin.
Shooter McGavin. This is the you call this the yesterday's Enterprise uniform. We also saw Deanna Troi father wore this style in a flashback. Jack Crusher wore this in a flashback. Presumably this is and Picard when he was like in Tapestry when he was sent back in time to his cadet days.
I like this better than the Monster Maroon.
The differences are it has no turtleneck, it has no belt.
Exactly. So it's better.
And it's just less I don't know, less bulky, I guess.
See, it needs the turtleneck. The belt could, I think, come or go, but the turtleneck needs to be there.
No, the turtleneck's what's bad. That's what makes it look like it's not a Starfleet uniform. You're gonna go fight a Klingon in a puffy turtleneck? It's ridiculous.
No,
it's ridiculous.
There's nothing ridiculous about a turtleneck.
No,
it's also too
We've
hot.
moved.
It's not comfortable.
On Shooter there, that looks awful without the turtleneck.
You guys are.
It looks like it's hanging
like
off of him.
Starfleet turtleneck
like
crew
showed
here.
Up.
And also,
very quickly.
we had the appropriate amount of belts. Why don't we have the appropriate amount of belts anymore?
0 is a perfectly amount.
No, not with a shirt that long. Not on a uniform. No way. It's too much.
What are
just
they?
Dead space.
Robin
Yeah,
Hood?
wait until we get to the TNG dress uniform, and then he'll really tell you how he feels about long uniforms. So I feel like it's I'm kind of with you guys that I like the original Monster version better with the belt. But this seems like I don't know, like
it's fine. Like
it's fine. So maybe A tier for me is where I would be.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we are moving on to a new era. The next generation, everybody. We are made it to the 24th century. And we are looking at the first season, the TNG Type A. I'm calling it Spandex One Piece. It was only those first 2 seasons of Next Generation. And
B.
Nobody likes these, right?
I mean, we see the prototype.
They look better than a lot of the
for
shit you
7
guys
and
rank
9
high.
And to Paul here, clearly. But yeah, like that. I like the color. I like the look of the uniform is great, but it just looks so brutishly uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It does look uncomfortable.
and it was very uncomfortable. Apparently, I would probably put this to me as like it's iconic, but it's also
Yeah, it
like
looks
they
good.
got rid of it for a lot of good reasons. I don't like
They
that the neck,
upgraded it.
in particular, the neck is one of my biggest complaints. Is that it? I like that turtleneck,
weird.
I guess, or some kind of a
You
raised
do
collar.
love a turtleneck.
So,
Yeah.
I prefer the version that comes after this quite a bit more. I'm gonna put. I'd probably put. Where's
B
the-
or C? C?
I put it B or A.
Yeah, B.
I'm happy with a B.
Hold on, I don't think I have this image for some reason. One sec. Man, there's so many uniforms sometimes,
I thought we were gonna do like 30.
No,
And
50.
That was gonna be a stretch.
Okay, where do we put it at? C, B? Sorry,
B.
I think B.
B. All right, it's in. Now, right to the
Much
next
better.
version.
Much better.
A tier.
Yes.
A or
Are they-
S for me.
This is the
Yes.
if you're listening, this is the 2-piece with the
Actually,
Mandarin
A,
collar.
probably. A probably for me.
A for me.
It's pretty close.
I still
Pretty
I like
close.
other versions more, but I think it's an A tier uniform.
It's not as
I'm
good
good
as the
with that.
DS9.
And I mean, it really establishes a pattern for like the next
It
15
does.
years of Starfleet uniforms.
Right,
or something
more or
like
less.
this.
Like this is what introduced like the idea of command being in red. I guess it was actually the previous version, but and things like this was a really cool uniform. It was a 2-piece compared to the spandex one before it, and it has a collar. It looks so much
And
better.
we get the iconic pulling down of the
Picard
shirt.
maneuver.
the Picard maneuver. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then we are moving into the dress variant.
I like it.
Kevin
It's
hates
all right.
this.
I fucking hate it. F tier. This is a dress. I know it's not supposed to
It's supposed to be.
literally be a dress uniform. There's
Well,
so
even Worf-
much dead
Worf-
space.
Worf complained
Look at-
about that in an episode. He was like, they're too much like
Yeah.
dresses.
I mean, Worf
Look at
clearly
the-
is not
ah.
comfortable in that. He's portraying that very well.
It's awful. It makes you look boxy. It's
I don't.
so-
I do like this. So I am.
It
Even
just
the
doesn't work
long-
with Worf's baldric. 'Cause
Oh, even that long like strip of gold that comes off your neck, like fuck.
Oh, I like
this.
that.
I
I
love
like that
Oh.
strip of gold.
Oh,
a
it's
dress
awful.
uniform.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's
I
the
think it's
fancy
great.
part.
You're all out of
My
your minds.
favorite
These
of
are the
dressing
worst.
rooms is Picard's long
Way
one
better
with,
than
like,
those
the tight leggings.
Santa Claus
That one's
collars you
great.
guys put in the S tier.
I would put this in
The Wax Thunder Troy comments on that.
C
one.
tier.
Oh, you
For
guys
me.
are crazy. It's way better. It's like an A.
Maybe a
Ah.
B. Maybe a B.
Oh, B for me.
B it is.
All right. It's right there with the.
I
with the
thought
spandex.
I hate those so much that I thought that them being terrible was like part of the show. Like they were like everybody
Well,
hated
it
them
was for Worf.
because they were terrible.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh
Yay!
my god.
Yay! This was my inclusion.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
like-
God.
Is this a double F or a def?
Oh
Uh,
my God.
hold on,
Double
I haven't-
F.
I have another
mean an
image
A?
I want to share, just just to
Are
help.
you saying
Really,
A,
because
Davan?
these are the tough security guards. But look, let's just
Yeah,
have a look at the.
Ah, yeah. I mean, she looks great. He, yes.
It's like he's hiding walnuts.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
He's got his budgie smugglers on.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have to deliberate too long on this one.
S tier.
Oh my God. It's so unflattering.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Ah.
All right, and then
Oh
got
my
another
God.
alien to look at, the Ferengi. This is the first version of the Ferengi from the last episode
No, I think it way better.
with the furry boots and whatever,
That's
Yeah.
this guy.
And their stupid whips and
and their whips and everything.
Nope.
Not like
Poor
it's obviously
Irish
we have the other Ferengi coming next. The other version you probably will like better. So I don't know. D, F.
Oh,
kinda
F
where-
for me.
It's something at least. It's not like the most boring.
Maybe a
They
D
do have
tier.
the appropriate number of
Yeah.
belts.
They do have the appropriate number
Yes.
belts.
I
But when
like
you compare it like
triangles.
this
Point
to then the next version, which is the merchant universe version, much better, I think.
That's better.
I love like
Yeah.
the simple height of the waist of those pants just makes me happy every damn time.
It's because
It's
their
like they're
shirts
all
are the
the Ferengi
same.
go out in hip waders.
Their shirts are the same cut as the mirror universe. Mirror universe to Paul. So they need those high pants.
No way, that's 2 inches under a boob cut. That's a Uhura cut. That's a good cut.
We can't be showing midriff. Bad for business.
Not for free. You don't get to see midriff for free on Ferenginar. That's 3 slips.
So I think it's a C or a B or maybe even an A. Like I don't know. Like I don't think it's an
No,
S. but-
Ferengi still get better than that. Like Quarks is
Yeah,
way
B.
better. But
we get to Quark.
no, it's not. Dave would say that's not a uniform.
It's not a uniform.
It's true.
It's a
but
civil-
Quark's
It's
still
his
best
bartending
best
uniform.
Ferengi.
Yeah, I guess. But
That's true.
since nobody
Actually,
else
the
wears
bartending
it,
uniforms at Quark's are quite good.
yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't include because that's just like a business suit, basically. All right. So then Romulans,
The shoulders, like
the next generation
yeah.
version. Oh, and by the
It
way,
was
this
not
guy here in the
improved.
background, that Romulan in the very far back, he's like really significant now. He was in like the Star Trek Discovery premiere,
Oh, really?
or
Yeah.
season 5. Yeah, spoilers,
Wow.
but he's now somebody important. So anyway,
that character.
that character,
Oh my god. Okay.
they really like
Did that character even have a name in this TNG episode?
no, but he does now. So
Why? How
Is
do
this
they
the
know it's
chase
him?
that
Like,
we're
why
looking at
point to
here?
that character?
they specifically zoomed in on this picture and went, "This guy is like
Oh my
some famous
God.
scientist." Da, 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 da. So.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, but anyway, like some of the
Quite
writers and
disruptive
producers hated this design. You're going to see some other Romulan designs that come after this that took away like the
I hate
huge
this
shoulders.
design.
The shoulders are too big, right?
Yeah. I hate the
it's
shoulders.
preposterous.
I like the collar thingy. That thing's
Yes.
awesome.
Me too. I like the episode where Troy was like made surgically altered to become Romulan, and she was
Mhm.
playing Tal Shiar, and she points at the thing. She's like, "This is what gives me the authority." Like this little strip
Oh,
on her
yeah.
uniform,
Mhm.
and like there. But if it's just the shoulders, I hate it. Like why?
Yeah.
Like
it's awful.
the idea is kind of cool, Like the whole patterns thing. Like
The pattern's
there's some
cool.
really
The
neat things
pattern
about it,
and
but
even
yeah,
like the neck
Very
thing is
boxy.
fine. It's just
Very
like
boxy.
the other. So I feel like this is like an F. Or
Yeah, I don't like
where's
it.
Yeah,
D at best.
is it worse than that Ferengi thing? Like the furry Ferengi boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Is it? I don't. Ooh,
Ooh, Dave doesn't
those
think
are
so.
pretty bad boots.
Those aren't
I'm
good
not
boots.
going to argue it too hard though. That's
Drop the Ferengi boots down to. No, they shouldn't be an F. I don't even.
I
Think
feel like
should be an F.
these
D is
deserve to be in
fine.
B. D is
Yeah.
fine. Okay, let's move to this version of the Romulans, which we saw in DS9 Voyager. More doesn't have those crazy huge shoulders. It's more
boring.
functional.
Doesn't
It's a little
say Romulan at all.
Yeah, well, we have one more Romulan version to come. And so save room, but I feel like it's better. So I feel like
it fits their personality. They're boring.
Yeah.
It's
the
boring.
Romulan heart is gray. Don't you know?
Yeah, exactly. Did you know
They're
even the
very
Romulan
methodical.
heart is gray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
one of my
find the
favorite
gray is the
lines.
predominant color everywhere. C tier, I'd say, for this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
The
fine.
walls, the streets, the people.
The mood.
Yeah.
And then we have our I think this is our last Romulan version. This is the one we saw
I
in
like
Nemesis.
this one. This is
Yeah.
back to being better.
This has
it's
got
not
more
as
of that
good as-
pattern.
Yeah.
I
This
think
is
it's
the second best Romulan.
I almost thought that was a double belt for a second, but no.
not
It
a
is. It is a double belt. How you like that, Kevin?
Ugh.
I think
Two
it's just
belts.
a
But
wide-
it fits on this uniform. It's good on this one.
Oh, he's making an
So-
exception. This is a good uniform.
So we think
like
I think we like this one better than the previous two. So is it at least
Yeah.
a B, if not an A? But
I think it's an A. I like that Romulan uniform.
Yeah, I like it too.
A. All right.
Good looking.
Like it. All right. It's an A tier. And now we have gone what I call the color top uniform, as introduced in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but was worn in Generations as well. All of Voyager's run. Sometimes it's called the Voyager uniform.
My favorite
I-
thing about this uniform is that Voyager never changes it because they never get the updates from Starfleet.
Yeah,
Right,
Exactly.
even-
Right.
Yeah, even though
That was
they
just a
do
great
kind of
piece of-
know that there's a new uniform, but they never bother to try to implement it.
Mhm.
I love it.
Why would you waste replicated resources?
I
on that?
actually like this version better than the one you're wearing, Dave. I think this
Yeah.
was superior.
This is an
but-
S tier for me.
To me, it's an S.
Me
It's
too.
a
Peak Starfleet. Peak Starfleet.
peak Starfleet. I think it's S tier.
It's a great uniform. Absolutely.
All right. So then we get to some variants.
Whoa. Training.
This training-
No, thank you.
I don't know.
That is a
Crewman Chow
clear
looks pretty
F.
good in his.
Yeah.
That might be double F. I mean, it's bad. What is the
real.
placement of that stripe? Like,
Yeah.
who? ugh.
Yeah.
This was the
It's
training.
not as bad as the pectoral stripe, but it's not good.
No, it's not.
It's not good. I don't think they only wore this in one episode. And then we never saw it again.
It just makes
I
them
love
you
that
laugh. It's
episode.
literally a punishment.
Yeah. It was
Mr.
like
Chell, do 3 laps around the cargo bay, but sir, 4 laps.
is it worse
5
than the
laps? He's just adding laps.
Is it worse than the Romulan one? The Romulan shoulders?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
All
so.
right. F tier it is.
Absolutely is.
Then we have the excursion tights.
Oh,
Same
not
stripe.
good.
It's different, yeah, a little bit of a different material, but
I for some reason like it better than that one we just looked.
I
at.
like this better than the previous one as well.
Yeah.
I feel like
at
it,
least do like it keeps that sort of like shoulder thingy going, which is all.
It's
right.
still. It's the wetsuit. It's just at a different angle.
It's not as bad as the wetsuit.
the pants are a
Honestly-
little.
Although I like sadness on Robert Beltran perhaps more than on Carl Urban, he does have the same dejected look. He's just like, oh, what has brought me to this point?
Right. Well, where are we gonna put Chakotay?
Oh,
Sorry, Chakotay.
Okay, so D for the
Yeah,
excursion
I
tights.
guess.
Yeah.
All right, I'm fine with that.
The
I don't want to
combat
die with
jacket.
my face in the
I am
dirt.
going to die with my face in the mud.
Go ahead, take it. Just leak out of me anyway.
Oh, I have to get his quotes while we're here.
This guy was a great performance, man. He killed this role.
One time in his life.
No, that's another Marine.
Oh no, that was the worst performance. One time in his life, he was quiet. Like, oh,
Yeah.
God. That's a great episode, but that guy almost kills it.
There you go.
My platoon. Lucky me. I could use the company. The Klingons had us pinned down.
Oh, here it is.
I want to
is
go out
amazing.
looking up at the sky, not at the ground.
So this is maybe a Starfleet Marine. We're not really sure.
He's
You know
hard.
what?
He's a hard-edged fella.
It's a combat jacket. I don't know. It's okay.
Is it supposed to provide like some armor or something? I don't know what it's.
Didn't
supposed
work
to
for
do.
him.
I don't. Yeah, because it's not phaser proof.
That's
So
for sure.
yeah, I don't really understand it. I think it's just meant to be more durable, maybe in like while you're in the dirt, while you're dying face down in the dirt.
Oh, maybe
Really, with all the
So-
technology, Starfleet soldiers should have like personal shields. Like they send them out there where they don't even armor. They don't have
Well,
armor. They don't have personal
the
shields. They're
the
just like, here you
animated
go.
series has already established that they have vacuum shields.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
there's no excuse for it.
I put this with the Chakotay thing. It's about the same for me.
yeah, it's pretty.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
not great.
Okay. Then we got the flight suit.
The white tops.
The white top.
The white tops. I
No
have a
division
special
colors here. Everyone wears
place
the
in my
same.
heart for the white tops. I like that one.
Really?
I'd give it like a B.
It just
Um,
it looks like they've gone to become F1 drivers or something.
Yeah, kind of.
It's kind of the
Maybe.
idea of it. I don't
It
really
looks
understand
like-
why, but
It looks like they had a bunch of ends of fabric left and decided to make a uniform out of that. It's too much. I don't like
no
it.
ranks, no divisions. Why?
Yeah,
It's not
well,
supposed to because it's just like a.
It's a
test
flight suit. It doesn't need it.
No,
Neither does the combat
Yeah.
jacket, but they throw it on that. And
you got to know your rank in combat.
like, well, not your division
But
too.
like the sort of nod to
Yeah.
utility with like the Velcro flappy things is kind of cool. Like there's some neat design pieces.
Oh, he just killed it for me with that speed racer comment.
Oh.
All right, that's not
Norman's voting C.
Is this a jacket and pants or is this
It's one piece. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, but this is C.
Yeah, fair enough.
true. See,
All right. And moving on to the Section 31.
nothing. It's just black leather. Section 31 was actually cool still in Deep Space Nine before it became just utter garbage. But it's nothing. It's nothing.
It's a bit Gestapo for my taste.
Yeah.
We keep a low profile.
Wandering around in our leather outfits.
Right. Nothing says
This is
I'm
Klaus. This is Hans.
Nothing says low profile like tight
Three-
leather.
like 3 guys walking around in all black leather.
That's
Just
right.
Not
Get your
conspicuous
chaps
at
not
all.
not
We have
looking
a mission.
suspicious at all.
Are you guys in a secret organization? No.
No.
We're not in the kinky organization at all. You know?
D-Kink.
The kink-
That's right.
Is this a what
D
is
or
it
F.
block?
Like it's bad.
F. It's
That's
awful. It
bad.
could be in a double F, really.
I
It's,
put it.
it's nothing.
It's nothing, I guess, right?
But Sloane's a
It's
great
meant to be
character.
nothing.
He was better served by
Yeah.
other outfits.
But it's
The only thing that
conspicuous
saves
nothing.
the outfit is Sloane's performance.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
man.
amazing.
But yeah, that's not
I mean,
just how he likes to
absolutely
dress.
Sells the look for
I-
sure.
And even in Enterprise, they dressed like this. Even in like 200 years
Shoulder
earlier.
lights for perfect still.
Yes, he was mad at the Discovery excursion outfit had lights on them.
That is
last night.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, then we have the Bajoran militia. Everybody.
Love it.
I'm fine with it.
great.
I've never loved
Yeah.
this uniform, honestly. I
Rob's
don't
honestly
like
got the best version of it other than
Yeah, Roms looks great.
Rom's is
Yeah.
the version that Kira gets later. I like better.
Yeah.
Yes. Her
like
first
them.
version is awful. She walks around looking like an elf. It's got like the boots and the
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
Big
really
yeah.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, big shoulders.
Yeah.
But I like it later on. It's fine.
I think it's pretty great.
It's like
They're cool.
I mostly I dislike the fabric that they used on like in this
Odo.
one Kira and Rom's, whereas like Odo's had a different kind of a material which I preferred much better. It's not the design as much as some of the fabrics they used for me. I didn't like as much. So for me, it's like
B.
it's C, D, I don't know, somewhere there.
B or C is fine by me. Yeah.
Let's put in C.
It's not the most exciting
Kevin?
thing in the world.
Maybe
but it's
maybe
a
C.
iconic uniform.
C, because it is hit and miss. Like on some people, the
Right.
uniform is great. On others,
Yeah.
it's not. That first
Oh, yeah.
season Kira was awful.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Odo's changes too over time, where he gets the belt
Yeah.
and he gets a collar and like so. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like
One
it depends
belt.
what version year we're talking about, but overall, like it's okay,
It
but
does
I
get
don't love it.
updates. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does get updates.
Then the Cardassian uniform.
Love it.
Millet.
It
Love it too.
I don't, it's perfectly Cardassian. Like it looks like the architecture of Deep Space Nine. Like it
Yep.
looks like the same design lineage. You know. It's
Yeah.
Friggin', I would go S tier on it. I friggin' love it.
For sure. As long as we're
Okay.
talking about Deep Space Nine Cardassians and not
Not I know I didn't pull the
No,
other
Not
Cardassian.
Not the
one.
mustache
The
Cardassians.
wounded.
Not
Oh,
not
yeah.
that weird one. I feel like it's as good as that Romulan one, or is it better? Like
I go S tier.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
I like
alright.
it in S tier.
you know, I'm
Absolutely
not
not.
gonna fight you guys on this one. I wouldn't have called
So
S tier,
good.
but you know, it's
Well,
good.
it is because it perfectly embodies Cardassians. Like
Yeah.
it follows sort of the design language of the Cardassians.
yeah, but still
Yeah,
feels
it's
kind of
really
Nazi-ish somehow. I don't know. Like it feels like that.
Oh, it
Kind of,
Authoritarian,
absolutely
anyway.
has
Authoritarian.
that authoritarian kind of thing in it. Yeah, really well.
You're not trying to look friendly.
no, it's not meant. It's not meant to look friendly. That's for sure. Then we get the Jem'Hadar, also not meant to look friendly.
That's
Um,
not the best picture of a Gemini.
No shit.
I gotta say, what is that? That's the
That
only
is
one
a
I've ever seen with the
Jem'Hadar on
chesties out.
Risa.
Like seriously, what is this? Where did you get that?
I don't know. I had to pull 81 pictures. Like
He is seeking Jamaharon.
There are no
Jamaharon is
females.
life.
No Gemini females.
I'll see if I can find a better image for you guys.
Literally any other picture of a Gemini. He's the only one. He's the only one who does that.
Okay, well there's this
Just
guy.
running around
Oh,
in front of
God.
people with a little statue.
What about this guy?
Yeah, that's better.
There we go.
Honestly, I like it because I love how you can see the white going through the tube.
Yeah.
If you look closely, it's a really cool piece of design and costuming.
There's also like,
I
you know,
I'm quite high on it. myself.
I feel like it's a generic nothing too. Like it's
But it's got the tube.
okay,
That's part of it.
it's part of it, but it's
And apparently you can open the flap.
Oh, a little chest there. It's really-
well, this is canon. To me, it's like I don't know. It's not much better to me than those Tal Shiar uniforms we looked at earlier. Like I think it's like a C tier. You know, even with the tube.
Yeah, C's fine. The only thing
Alright.
I like about it is the white tube, pretty much.
Yeah, that's not even really part of the uniform because technically you could wear this uniform without a tube. But not if
They
you're Jem'Hadar.
can't.
They can, but I
Exactly.
guess nobody else wears the uniform but them. So then we're on to the Breen.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. Their helmets,
Again,
anyway.
straight out of Star Wars for me.
Yep. F. It's Star
Yeah.
Wars.
All right.
That's
it
what we've
is
been saying on the
Star
Deep
Wars.
Space Nine reviews. Like I don't put my mind doesn't go there, but I didn't really see Return to the Jedi until I was older. So like I don't have that connection to it. But
I just like that
It
they're
is
like
almost a
aardvark
complete
people,
ripoff.
so they look kind of like aardvark people under there. But Yeah.
I
they
probably
look
didn't
like
see Return of the
artwork people?
Jedi until after
kinda.
I watched them on Deep Space Nine.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe yeah, I thought they ripped it off. I like the Breen is a kind of a cool look, but the helmet mostly.
I just like
Um,
how mysterious it is. Like, and, the Romulans have a saying, "Don't turn your back on a Breen," because nobody really knows anything about a Breen. You can't look them in the eyes. You can't like.
Yeah, the
So
Breen
I
got
like that
mentioned in
aspect
Discovery
of it.
last night, so they're still kicking in the 32nd century.
Mm.
But
of course
No, I
They're,
mean
like,
it's a really
they're
it's a
good at what they
it's
do.
an interesting costume. Like it's pretty threatening. It's pretty
Hmm.
intimidating looking.
yeah,
And that
I feel like
one
it's
bar is pretty cool.
Like
I
I feel
like
like it deserves to be up there with like the Jem'Hadar one. You know,
I get
like,
the Star Wars comment, but I like it.
yeah. Well, and I feel
I
like
hate
there's
it.
all.
It's just a dirty white uniform with a Star Wars helmet on it. I don't like
Oh,
it.
Norman says
I
F
do
for the.
see, like I see the Princess Leia hat very much. in
Yeah.
there, it's for sure.
Am I putting the Breen too high here at C tier?
Yeah, probably.
D.
Yeah.
Sure.
These all right, yeah. Not real.
Or Hirogen. This kind of battle suit.
It's kind of generic.
Yeah, it's
The hat's kind of the best part.
Yeah, I like the
and sometimes
hat.
they have the mouthpiece too, right?
I like
Oh,
the
yeah,
mouthpiece
is
too.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, you know what? That part of it's really cool.
And
the
for
other part's
who they
not
are,
bad.
it fits,
Yeah.
right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, like B.
Yeah. B.
Yeah.
Okay. We are on to.
Great
Now-
tops.
We've caught up to you, Dave. Here, the gray tops
They're
of the
great.
2370s.
They're pretty
S
great.
tier for me.
I
I
agree.
love this.
My I'm gonna
favorite
tell you
Cisco
why.
looks
Starfleet
great in a
uniform.
gray top.
He looks too bulky. Especially when he wears that vest
You
underneath.
guys S tiered a Santa Claus collar that was this thick.
It's
and
not
you're
Santa
complaining about bulky.
It's no.
That's
This one.
insane.
Absolute S tier.
Here's my
too.
problem with
S
these
tier.
ones. This one, the turtleneck, it zips from the front instead of the back, like the gray top one did. This makes it
Good, you
not
can
as good.
zip it up yourself.
No, and then
You don't need
that
somebody
means,
to be
that
like,
means
hey,
your
somebody-
rank falls to the side when you unzip, and it doesn't. It's no longer seen, which is not as good. This
You're
then
taking your shirt off. So who
I don't like it.
cares?
and then it's this
We
pattern.
reached
I
a
don't.
different scene in Star Trek. at
I
that
don't like.
point.
I don't like the color on the red enough. Like it's too maroon.
Oh, I think it works best with the red.
Well,
and the-
I'm
and-
sorry,
and the-
Dave. I'm S tier on these two.
Yeah,
I
S
like
tier.
And
it.
this,
So
and
yeah.
this
Tier.
blue. This blue is more of a green. Like it's.
That's just like shadowing or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
feel
could
like
find a
this
different
was.
picture where it wouldn't look like that.
This was.
It's
I don't
quite
think this.
dark in
I feel like this was a downgrade from the color top.
No,
S tier.
this was
No.
this was like
This
the
is a sideways
Federation
movement.
coming into its own through the Dominion War and like getting its
Yeah.
head out of its ass and figuring some shit out. That's what
Mhm,
those
mhm.
things are. They're so great.
Mhm, mhm.
I would put them in A or B, but well, you know, I'm outvoted here. Oh, Norman's with me. He's saying B. Thank you,
Now
Norman.
look, you guys can go wear puffy turtlenecks.
I
together.
depart from Norman on this point, I have to say.
All right. Well, the desert robes.
I
is
love
the
it.
next.
I think she looks great. Esri looks fantastic in this, and you know what? Ben looks cool.
What about Joseph Sisko?
Joe Sisko looks cool. Yeah, he does.
Um,
Never better.
Never better.
Hey,
Hey, Dad, how you doing?
It's great.
How you doing back there?
Just
Uh,
fine.
And it's a great nod to like the tradition of like the naval whites, that sort of thing, you know, in sort of subtropical climes.
I
Yeah.
like him.
Um,
It's not a
They're
uniform.
better than the
They're
Enterprise
desert robes.
ones.
How is this a
It is a-
uniform?
Yeah, that's for sure.
it is a uniform, but so-
a uniform of what?
Starfleet.
Well, it's got like the
Really?
the stripes for your
Yeah, they don't color code it unless it's Starfleet
Yeah, right.
issue.
Well, I
Yeah.
like them. I think
so
they're
it's
pretty sharp.
definitely a pretty informal uniform, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's more of an excursion uniform, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
You know, just for this
A
particular
tier.
climate. A tier.
that's great.
I think they're sharp. I like it.
They're really nice looking things.
A tier. B tier.
Kevin,
B tier.
Dave.
he said A.
I'm all right either way.
Yeah, whatever. B's
He's fine for me.
Norman said B.
All right,
He's great.
Norman, you're the deciding
Sure,
vote there.
All right. And now we're onto the dress whites of the gray top era. Really,
Like
This is
I
kind
would
of-
take these over your guys' friggin' puffy collar maroons any day.
Oh, these are really. I feel like they're just
Very
like
naval.
they'd like to be a tuxedo, but they failed the exam. They're just. I'm not a fan.
Bit of a penguin suit.
yeah. Here, if you want to have let's have another look here, maybe with the entire cast. I don't like the gray middle panel for the officers. I think it should just be all white, like Kit Picard.
Yeah, the
I
white
agree.
panel is better. Yeah.
The white is better.
I don't like. They look like tuxedos. They look like they're waiters a little bit, but
Yeah, they
Um,
do look like waiters on a naval ship, like a cruise ship.
yeah.
I mean,
But
Worf there just looks so out of place.
Yeah, like what? He looks like a
Worf's
wax
just like,
figure
"I
of
am not
himself.
photogenic.
He does look like a wax figure of Worf. I mean, he does have wax like prosthetics on his face, but there's that. But
what I
Yeah.
do really like about these is that they feel like a real dress uniform. Like they feel like something
Yeah.
you would actually wear to a formal dinner thing. You know, in the 24th century. So for me, they work better than most other dress uniforms.
yeah,
It's true. I just
Except-
can't help keep looking at Worf. He's like, I am reacting fast.
stop looking at Worf.
Stop looking at me.
No, he's like, my face is puffing from the shellfish. Like there's something happening to him.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
had
he
too
didn't
many
put on
shrimp
weight
at the
for this
buffet.
movie.
All right, I put the dress whites in
I like them.
A tier.
C, A, B.
I would go C. I don't really like them.
I would go
I think they're really
A or
quirky.
B. Let's go B then.
B. It feels like B or C is kind of where we're landing.
I mean,
Not
for
even
special
like have
occasions,
you
I've
even
been full of
considered? Have you even considered that there is a
B.
gold stripe down the side of each leg? Like it's
B.
awful.
Maybe that doesn't make it bad.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't
It
make
makes
it
it
awesome.
like it makes it like the RCMP.
Well, it makes it look dressier.
Oh.
Okay, sure.
Okay, we're on to the California class uniform. I am very
I know
divided
you
on
don't
this,
like the
guys.
white stripe. Dave doesn't
Here's-
like the white stripe.
I don't know. I'm
I
okay.
love it.
Okay. Here's my problem. The way it looks in the animated version, amazing. The way
Yeah.
it looked on the two actors in the bottom panel,
Less good. Less
awful.
good.
Awful.
Not awful, but less
Like,
good.
What?
The shoulder goes way too far down. It's going all the way down to their
The
chest. and they were
shoulder
trying-
goes too far down, and the white stripe is too thick, so it stands out so much, right?
Yeah. So I like in real like the animated version, I love it. In this practical version we saw in Strange New Worlds, could be a
But
lot.
like
I think it could be
99% of the time we see it, it's in the animated version, so we should probably judge it on that.
better. Right. But it's I think it's so based on based on the animated version, I would go A or S.
Me too.
It's great.
Me too.
I love the animated.
But
I
this
even
vo-
like those little, like they didn't do in the one on the below either. They didn't do those kind of little triangle cutouts down the arm. You know, it's just it's a
No.
completely
Yeah.
different uniform. They didn't really try to
Yeah.
copy it very well.
But I hate that bottom one so much. I would put that in
They didn't
double
do
F.
a very good job on that, I will admit.
So
not a
like
good
it's
likeness.
just it was a disappointing
the
adaptation. in
colors
my-
aren't even close to being right.
No, the colors off. It just looks bad. So, but
But I think we got to go with that top picture, right?
yeah, because that's the
uniform.
normal.
I think
we're talking. Yeah.
Which are great. A or S.
S
for sure.
S A.
I'd go S.
uh,
I like it. It's
S.
one of my favorites.
S is great. Yeah, it's a fantastic uniform.
Norman says
Yeah,
S. All right. And
We could have had
we're-
a different slide for that bottom picture. We're like, all right, and now Strange New Worlds lower decks.
Yeah, that's true.
okay, and then we
Uh,
have the California dress weight, which I like too.
I like
Yep,
those two.
way better.
It is.
Yeah,
better.
they're
The
better
white
than the
boots are,
TNG
Not a
whites.
great look, but
They're better than the
yeah, it's
TNG
better than
whites.
the-
So B
yeah, it
A
is better
tier.
than the TNG whites.
I'd say A tier.
Yeah,
They could have done more with the boots.
If they were black,
They're very plain.
then yeah.
Yeah, these boots. Like I'd be interested to see what that looks like in practical, but
Mm.
I know. Can you imagine? Oh, there's that. Whoops.
It looked like figure skates without the blades.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, if you actually like saw a science division person on the other version, like on their main version, like in real life, I don't know how those would look either, but animated looks fine. So, yeah, okay. So moving on, Starbase 80.
Oh God, Starbase! You Starbase scientists! You outpost scientists!
Remember, this is the hellhole they send everybody. They don't even have updated comm badges.
Oh man, it is a great
Yeah.
comm badge.
It's a pretty
But,
hideous looking thing, on purpose.
On purpose, yeah.
It's meant to be like a double F, I guess, but it's kind of funny.
It does its job very well.
Does its job well. All right, now we're moving on to Dauntless. I call it. This is as we saw in Star Trek Prodigy. This was the. It's kind of like the lower decks uniform, but it's got a different comm badge and it's got a little bit of it doesn't have that white line underneath the yoke.
Mhm.
But it's almost exact same in a lot of ways.
Well, it's sort of a version of the TNG dress uniform as well.
Like a shorter version, not as long as
Yeah.
Zuif and
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah, not as long, but it's got
And
a
it's got
similar line to it.
it's got the updated
Beaver.
comm badge.
I
What
don't
did he
like
say?
it. I really dislike that gold line. I don't know why, but
Like on the Janeway version,
yeah, I hate it.
because she's a admiral.
Great, I don't care. I just hate it.
You gotta have a little flair if you're in the Admiralty,
No.
But they've all
Uh,
got it on them. It looks like.
Well,
it's,
yeah, like Janeway's is more pronounced if you look at them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's-
but yeah, you're right. They all show that seam, no matter what,
Yeah.
kind of where it attaches. I don't hate this uniform. I think it's pretty good. I would put it in. I don't know, A,
B or C for
B.
me.
I'm okay with a
It's
B
fine.
with it. It's fine
B's
with a B.
fine.
I don't like. For me, it's the badge I don't love. In
Yeah,
particular.
I hate. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a Starfleet comm badge.
Yeah, they're trying to stick with that all good things look, which might be where I'm going next. Oh no, and then we have their art. Here's the longer
Oh
version
my
for Kevin.
God, Jesus.
It's a
I
coat.
like
It's
the
an
idea of putting a hood on it.
Yeah.
And we go back to the fingerless gloves.
Fingerless gloves. I thought it was cold. Why do we have fingerless gloves? Do they all need to use their phones, I guess?
yeah,
Like,
they
what's the
do.
only place they have the environment shielding? It's just the tips of the fingers.
It's just the tips of the fingers.
Oh.
Better or worse than the main version?
Oh.
I like these
Worse,
Starfleet.
but the hood is
raincoats.
better.
The hood's better.
Yeah.
The fingerless
Like,
gloves
it's got some
are.
really good ideas in there.
How is it
Uh,
Arctic gear with fingerless gloves?
Yeah, that's where we're
C.
questioning that. That's a little. Let's put it in C.
You fail on those fingerless
Yeah.
gloves in the Arctic. You kidding me? That's an F. You'll die. You'll lose your fingers pretty quick.
Well, not an Andorian.
Shackleton wouldn't be.
No. Sure, he's fine.
Maybe they were just
Yeah,
they
the
they,
Andorian
they,
would be like, this is my
they
kind of
wanted to look tough in front of the Andorian. I think is what happened here. Okay, we got the Protostar uniform from Prodigy.
I kind of like them as kind of cadet uniforms.
Yeah, they're meant to be like a flight suit. We saw Chakotay wore this uniform as well. Although it has more of their version doesn't have any division color on it because they're cadet uniforms or whatever. But Chakotay's and the Janeway hologram has like a division color built into it.
Well, it's better than the Voyager flight suit.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It works better. Like Rock Talk, it doesn't look great on, quite frankly.
No.
Or on Jank and Pog. But if I just look at it on Dal, it looks pretty good. But it needs more color. I don't. Where's even I know that these don't have division colors, but even the ones that do have division colors, it's very very subtle. So
Flight
I would
suits don't usually have that though.
But when I first saw this uniform in Prodigy, I was like, I wish it was more colorful. That's kind of how I felt about it. It still do. Anyway, but
C.
Yeah.
that's where we put the other
Yeah.
flight suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. And then this uniform from Countdown. I call it Countdown because it was shown in the Countdown comic book, but it's also from the Picard flashbacks. This is like a mid 2380s uniform.
But like more of a fancier one, probably more for like going to
Raffi's better than
Starfleet.
Picard's, honestly.
Yeah, I like Raffi's quite
The
a
gold stripe here, I'm totally with Kevin on that. The gold stripe on this thing is terrible.
Well, it's an Admiral uniform again, so they always have the flare.
That's why the admirals always go badmiral.
Yeah,
It's that gold stripe.
Gold stripes.
A gold stripe, yeah, exactly. I don't like this one. It's too something.
I like Raffi's. But yeah.
Like the cut of it isn't bad. It's just the sort of color design is not on Picard particularly is not good.
Yeah, like my vote would be D.
It's overcomplicated for no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
C or
Yeah.
D.
C or D.
D. All right. No, Norman would have put the Pro Star in A. That's interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. The All Good Things uniform / the Visitor / Endgame. This was the alternate future that never was, but it has
Not
that same
good.
com badge and
Not good.
I don't dislike it. At least it's a full like color top, but it doesn't have much of a neck, and I don't know. Like we're
I don't
it's
like
okay.
Yeah. It's not great, but it's not
It actually
worst.
looks a lot like the one is it the one that with the belt that we were all talking about, the tight shirt? I can't remember.
Oh, the
who-
Robow from like Star Trek.
Yes.
2009.
Yes.
Yeah.
It actually looks like that. That's what that sort of piping across the chest.
Yeah.
Where
It's not good.
it's the same. Yeah.
Like
That's
I've
a
never
really good point.
hated
Yeah.
uniform, but I don't think I would actually want to wear it either. So
I mean, this does have the virtue of being a bit looser than the Robow one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I think is a point in its favor.
Yeah, it's tight, but it's not like it's not insanely tight.
No,
or
but it's
anything.
just fitting. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're
Although
only
I'm
got a
using
few.
these terms like I know what they actually mean.
To me, like this, it belongs like probably in D.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, no one's fighting me there. Okay, and then we got the Picard Type 1, I call it, as seen in the first 2 seasons of Picard, or it was only in the first season, I think, actually. It not as good, I think, as its successor,
fine.
but it's a little stiff in the top collar. I thought. I feel like they threw it together a little too quickly, in my opinion. The com badge is okay, but it's lacking some pop. I would put this. I don't know.
No,
F.
It's not great.
It's
like a not as good TNG uniform in some ways.
yeah. I feel like it's a not as good TNG uniform. I think I put it in D as well.
I think D is good.
Sure.
And then we get the updated version we got in the later seasons, which is kind of a closer to the color top that we saw in Deep Space Nine Voyager. Although it's got like that whole flap across, but it's got the undershirt turtleneck. I think it's better than the previous version.
I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's
I love a good
sure.
flap.
Good flap.
Yeah.
I like the dark turtleneck compared to like the gray turtleneck that the 70s version had.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm gonna put this A tier, I think.
That's great.
Sounds
Mhm.
good.
A tier. Okay. And we are on to this version, which was like this leather jacket thing they wore in the 3rd season of Picard. It was kind of
great on Worf.
That's
like
true.
Rikers too. I love Rikers. Picard is not wearing that uniform. It's only the others wearing it. It's I don't know. Looks like a cool leather jacket sort of thing. I don't know. Like
I don't like
Yeah.
it. I don't like the leather jacket ever.
you don't ever like a leather jacket?
No, not on no. No. I don't know. I don't know. It's like they're all trying to be cool for no reason. I don't know. Like, are you really gonna up to your point before, Davan? Are you really gonna get into a fight with a Klingon with a fucking leather jacket on, like
Might
a
help you
tight,
take a hit.
restrictive leather jacket.
Yeah, no, it's not.
From a Klingon, you're gonna need a little more than a leather jacket.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's not great. It's like when they put the X-Men in black
what I
and
don't
white.
like about it, especially, is that the Science Division blue is just so dark; it just blends into the black.
Yeah.
You can't even see it. The
Shit.
gold pops. So the Worf version, Geordi Data version looks great. Riker's could be a little brighter on the red, but it's better than the blue version.
Yeah.
It
So-
looks good on Riker and it looks good on Worf, but that's because they pull it off. But the
Yeah.
uniform itself is no thanks.
But I mean,
Okay.
honestly, the best thing about that picture was the bridge of the Enterprise. I mean, like that's what really makes those uniforms work.
D.
Yeah,
D-
it's definitely the bridge
That's
of the
best it's
Enterprise.
gonna get, I think.
It's on the D and it's going to D tier. So
Alright.
there we go. The Temporal Integrity Commission of the 29th century.
Oh my!
I do
don't
love
like
those characters.
comm
They're pretty
badges.
great.
No, you're thinking of Temporal Investigations. That's not Temporal Investigations.
Oh, that's right. Temporal Investigations. Right.
Yeah, this was seen more in Voyager. They're from the 29th century, before the Temporal War. Command wears indigo. Science and Medical wear greenish gray, and Operations wears reddish brown.
F.
Not much going on there.
I would go F too.
Yeah.
I don't like this
Looks
uniform.
like
too.
something from Babylon 5.
It actually,
It really does.
it really does, and I like Babylon 5.
Yeah. And it works for Babylon 5, but it does not work here.
F. All right. See you later. And now we are into the 32nd century. Discovery. There's two versions. There's
The ones
this
on
color.
the left are completely different than the ones on the right. What are we
They're
judging here?
Well, they're the same uniform. They're just color
Color
reversed.
inverted?
They
Inverted,
look like
so-
they're buttoned up wrong.
They look
The
bulky.
gray,
Right.
the gray version is Starbase, and the color version is Starship. So, you know.
You're absolutely right. It looks like it's buttoned up wrong. I hate. Why couldn't they make that jacket match at the fucking bottom?
Yeah, it's
ugly.
it's direct. That's how it's cut on intentionally. Yeah.
It's
Um,
glaring.
Okay. Here's
Other than that, I like it, but that ruins
the
it.
gray version looks. I don't like the gray version really too much.
No, but
at
I
all.
like the color version.
The color version looks great on the red officer, but
Mm.
the gold it's okay, and the blue is okay, I guess. But what I don't like is that the captain has epaulets here, but the other officers don't. I feel like they should all. I also feel like they should all have their ranks on their collar epaulets, and they don't. Michael Chan wouldn't hear me when I told him this. He was just like, "No, it has to be like this," and he was just going on, right? He's such a company man.
That Discovery podcast is quite the podcast. I will
Yeah.
say.
Well, it's hard to tell if anything might not be perfect on Discovery.
I
but,
felt like I was in a bizarro world watching it. It was amazing.
yeah.
It was
The gray version has been criticized as looking like a McDonald's uniform, and I kind of see that.
Oh, yeah.
you
it
know.
is a McDonald's uniform.
It's-
These aren't good. They look like they're buttoned up wrong. Like the
Yeah.
colors pop nice, but
The red, really only the captain version looks great to me, and the others are okay.
It's a good red. It's a really good red.
good
Yeah.
color red.
So to the tier rank, where is it going?
C or D.
D.
Oh,
D.
D, I think. Yeah.
If we count those grays in F, because
I think we have to count the grays. So I feel like it's pulling down. I think
Oh,
if it was
no,
just
we're counting the grays, it's an F.
if it was just Michael Burnham's uniform by itself, I would probably go, oh, it's like almost an A, But when you look at the whole family of uniforms, I'm like, no, it doesn't work.
It's
not
yeah,
good.
it's not.
Not good.
The comm badge is also a little for
It
me.
was like designed by a Tellarite committee. That's what's going
Yeah,
on. There.
they all
Although-
argued.
Although I do, when these were revealed, I
It
was
has 4
excited.
epaulets.
Can't wait
When
for it.
when these were revealed, I was excited just because this is a huge improvement for me over the other Discovery uniform.
Oh,
Right.
It is.
It is. No,
Yeah,
it was.
definitely that.
It was the best uniform they ever had, and it will actually last for 2
But-
seasons.
Ah,
Did we
wait
give
till
the
you
other-
see the uniform. It has 4 epaulets.
Did we give the other Discovery ones an F? We did we?
We gave them yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The original blue ones we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these ones
So-
are maybe a D then.
A D at
Yeah, I
best,
think
and
they
it's
were
only
actually
because
D,
that red
yeah.
uniform looks so good to me, and the
Yeah.
rest of them are like, eh. So, and finally, I think this is our last one. Discovery.
Again, you put that red uniform on not Sonequa Martin Green, it probably doesn't look so good.
Okay, and I'm not showing you the whole family uniforms here. I didn't have time to pull all the images, but this is just specifically the captain's dress uniform. The officers wear like a darker blue version of this, and admirals wear a completely different version, and cadets wear a completely different version. So it's like it's I'll see. Like actually, there was a few in last night's episode of Discovery. I'll see if I can get you a couple shots here just to kind of give you.
Are you meaning to tell me that? Are you meaning to tell me that Discovery is a confused mess? No.
In uniforms. Yeah, like there's
In
definitely
no
that.
other way. In no other way.
I commented online today that Discovery sometimes seems like it's written by Dory the Blue Tang.
Yeah, well, that's not what we're talking about. But I just wanted to show you guys here, like these are what the other, like you can see the captain's uniform is like this maroon, whereas the other officers wear like this very, very different
Just
gray,
or whatever.
and it's not even cut. It's not even the same cut at all.
That's a
Maroon
dress
one's
uniform?
Yeah.
Like this is Discovery personified. Only the good things go to Burnham. Like she gets the best of everything.
Well, really, yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. It's the Michael Burnham. If you like, it's all about her character, basically the show. You know, it's the least ensemble I think of any Star Trek show, including original series, which is the Kirk show.
As a dress uniform, these are a double F.
Yeah, I'll see if I
They
can find
literally
the.
called a show Picard, and it's more of an ensemble. Way more.
See if I can find the Admiral's version. Like on Saru, it looks pretty good. I don't know, but whatever. Let's see if I can. Oh, here's the Admiral's version.
It looks okay on Vance.
All right.
But
Yeah. Anyway, so with all
Burnham's
that,
uniform is gorgeous. Like that's great.
she's got the
rest
most.
of them are
Like
just
the captain.
whatever.
The captain has the best dress uniform of anybody else, and the rest are just like
Mm.
whatever. But so I'm asking you to rank all of those together.
Oh, all together. Cripes.
Where does it go?
D.
D.
All right. And so
Yeah.
guys, with that, we've done it. We've ranked every uniform.
We've done it.
Excellent.
So let's have a look here. What did we put in S tier? We have the original series Romulan uniform. We have the Strange New Worlds Bane uniform, the Klingon armor. We have the Monster Maroons, both versions, reimagined and non-reimagined, as well as the color top, like we can call it the Voyager uniform. We got the Cardassian uniform up there, the gray tops, which I think is way too high, and then the lower decks uniform as well.
Yep. Right. I think we nailed it.
I think we like. Is there anything here? I'm not even really asking Davan because I know what he's gonna say. But is there anything else here standing out to you guys?
Yeah,
No.
how comes the Edo
No.
are so low down there? Let's get the Edo back up there.
They're too low.
Yeah, way too low.
Put them up at F.
I was thinking more like B.
B. Like
B.
if I was
for
a woman,
breast
I would be okay to wear it,
cutaways.
but it's not too good for the men's version.
All
No,
right,
it's a joke. It's a
Oh,
joke.
man.
All right, well, guys, that is the ranking. Thanks for sitting through here and do this for 2 hours. This has been something.
Yeah.
Indeed.
You know?
We did
Victory
it.
is
We did
ours.
it again.
Wow.
World Nine asking, what about Wesley's uniform?
It's not
That
a uniform.
it's just part of the next generation uniforms. Like it's not a separate, distinct uniform technically. It's just it's because he's not a commissioned officer yet.
I mean, honestly, I would give it an A just for getting him out of that damn rainbow sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rainbow
True.
sweater is definitely double F.
Okay, yeah, and so Norman's saying we forgot about the Temporal Cold War, which would also the Daniels uniform, which would be a double F. I think he's right about that.
Yes.
There are others I would have probably liked to include as well that I never really got to, including what was that? I had one like sort of queued up and I didn't end up adding it here, but just because I think I did save it.
Queued up? Was it a Q uniform?
Oh, it was this one. I was thinking about putting it into the into the mix, but ultimately I left it out. It's the karate uniform from the original series.
Oh man, Charlie X.
I wanted to
Yeah.
include Anbo Jitsu uniforms.
Yeah, but yeah, like
They're
I was
pretty
like, I know
close.
Ambo Jitsu,
That-
but that was
that's an
back when I
S
was
tier
starting the
movie.
list, and then I was, it's it's all about when you, like, well, if I added this, then I have to add this, and then
Well,
that's how you get to.
I
At
gotta
some
get
point,
this
you
little
would
one to
arrive
bed.
at
So why don't we
Gully
get
Set,
out of
and then you
here?
know you've gone too far.
All right. Well, I think Edith would like us to get out of here too. So
Yeah,
That's true.
but check us out. Happy First Contact Day, everybody.
happy
We
first
did do a
contact day.
Indeed.
Trek 10 First Contacts yesterday as an appetizer, so feel free to go back and check that out if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah, I caught about half of that last night.
Yeah, well, we got there.
So all I can say is we got 39 years to develop warp drive, folks.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's,
it's not looking
39
good
on
yet.
the way.
But first we have to almost annihilate our species first. So
Oh, we're on track. Don't you
We're
worry.
on track for this year, sir.
Could happen this year, yeah. And we recently did an interview with Tom Selinsky, and we had a fun Trouble with Trivia with Mark Cartier from the Shuttlepod Show. And we may be getting a rematch between these three characters right here, myself, Adam, and Mark Cartier in the Debate 9 arena. So.
man, watching Adam in that Darmok trivia was hilarious because he
Yeah,
just wasn't as it's not as I wouldn't do well either. I'm
No,
not
me
good with the metaphors or the riddles or whatever.
Yeah, me and Mark Cartier each had like 30 points, and Adam had like 2.
And I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew it was going to be an all Darmok episode either.
I told
No.
him several times.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
did
that's
Nobody listened.
it's Adam.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Shaka when the walls fell.
Oh, hi, honey. You're awake
Shaka.
now. Okay. Well, yeah,
Hey,
Murphy
cousin.
wants us to hype hold up. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, say hi to cousin Dave. Say hi. No, too sleepy. All right. Well, check out what's there. What are you reviewing over there?
Well, we got
Discovery.
we have D Space Nine. We have 6 episodes left to cover on D Space Nine, and then we're into we'll have, I guess, 8 more episodes of Discovery, and I guess Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks and all that's coming back this year too, right? So
Yeah, and we got this coming up.
yeah, on Sunday night, Star Trek Radio
Very
Theater. We're doing Conundrum. Kevin's going to be our doctor. So
I know. I've got to live up to your. I haven't even thought about it.
Yeah, you have to live up my Sub Rosa, Dr. Crusher.
Pickles.
Yeah.
Just say pickles a lot.
Yes. Oh, pickle juice.
Oh,
I'm doing my
pickle
McCoy.
juice.
And
What
what
a
was the
handsome
other?
crew there. What a crew we have.
Yeah, what a crew we are.
Look at that.
Always, good times.
Yep. And
Right.
of course, Murphy wants me to say, hold up a movie podcast. We're doing bike movies. We're doing the Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the Triplets of Belleville, and Premium Rush. We're going to be reviewing those. Check out X-Rated, X-Men Animated Review Show. We'll be reviewing episode 4. We've already pre-recorded that one, actually. We're not going to be live this week because Andre's on vacation.
Oh.
So check that out. And Andre also has an episode coming out on Monday with the writer of Who Censored Roger Rabbit, which the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit was based on. What about Super Mario Brothers? What are you doing?
We got Survivor right now is our focus. We're doing that every Wednesday night. We're in the Survivor 46, so we're getting into the
wow,
merge phase
46.
of the game.
Survivor's older than me, yet I saw the first one. Anyway, it's timey-wimey show. Aiming on Track, if you want to check out some album reviews. Trivial Debates, what's the next one? On Avatar, I think, The Last Airbender.
Is it?
Is the next
I
one.
guess I'm not qualified as I'm still doing the rewatch on the United Federation channel. So
It's a good show. I was almost a
great
contestant on
show.
that one, but yeah, I would have had to rewatch some. The Hellbound podcast with Alex Blackburn and Michael Chan, and we have the newest members of our federation, but I don't have their logo here right now. Hey, did you see this one?
Yeah.
And that's everybody. So I guess there's only one thing left to say, really.
And transmission.
Oh, whoops, that's not my video button. Try that again.
And transmission.
Yay!